Making our way here. Almost every single exit had at least one trooper or police officer waiting there. I'm sure they're monitoring the situation. We also saw a helicopter earlier. And right now I don't see any helicopters or police presence where we are, just a number of media and I'd say right now I see 3 people standing with American flags waiting to wave on their truckers. Again, traffic is free flowing and you're watching live on Right Side Broadcasting Network. So thank you for tuning in. I know there's a lot of questions about where you can get this aerial footage. We are on an overpass, and so that's how we're doing this. We do have a chain link fence right in front of us. So if we see something that messes up the camera, we do apologize, but there is absolutely nothing we can do about that. We've got it zoomed in so that you can't really see the chain link fence. But as the convoy gets closer, and I'm going to ask my cameraman if this is even possible, are we going to be able to zoom out a little and show that bend? Are they able to see that? Can they see it right now? Probably not. I'm just so you see what I'm talking about. So he's going to show you guys really quick. So you've got these far left lanes, but what's really neat is this 270 South bends as it merges over. So you're going to be able to see the sides of the convoy as well. It's not just going to be the oncoming traffic, but also the side of the crew cabs, which a lot of them are wonderfully decorated as well. It looks like we've got a sky chopper right here approaching, coming over us right now as well. So somebody's watching. We know Big Brother's always watching, but please, if you are interested in this battling a cold, but it's okay. So please, if you're watching, share, like, and share this stream. You can copy and paste the link. Actually, another chopper. So we got 2 choppers on top of us right now. Quite interesting. Interesting. Lots of eyes on this convoy. They really don't want the convoy to make it to DC. But what the convoy is doing right now, for those who are curious, they're pretty much fighting for freedom. That's looks like we've got 1 car coming right around the bend. Now they're already.
Okay, I am going to count how many truckers are involved with this, like actual truckers. I'm not going to count the campers. I'm not going to count the cars. I'm only going to count the truckers. Because maybe you're all excited and everything, and I've got a scanner thing going. Yeah, I'm gonna stop that. Okay, so this all just happened. I'm 18 minutes behind so that I can go fast forward, because I don't want to just like spend all our time like watching vehicles. This has been the biggest disappointment. I mean, I'm thankful. Don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful. Okay, I'm going to pause that. I'm very thankful for everybody who stands up for freedom. Okay? Don't get me wrong. All right, where's my picture? Did it not oh, I didn't hit transition. Okay, here we are. Hi. I'm over here waving at the beginning and everything. All right, there I am. Yay. All right. Hi, Spetsy. You ready? You want to count the cars? Just the ones with the flags. Or the campers if you want. You can. I'm just counting the truckers. I watched the speech a little bit ago that they gave before they did this. And the lady, Lee, she's the attorney lady. She left. And there were all these rumors like flying around. And honestly, I haven't been watching it a lot because Sputsy, me and you talked about this. It is. It's like I said, just it's all controlled, whether they're cops or FBI or whoever's involved in this thing. It is completely controlled, and everybody in the chat room knows it. They're like, they know. Not everybody, but some of the people are like, yay, yay, which I am. Yay, yay for freedom. Yay, yay for the flag and for our country and for the world, that we be a free people with our God-given rights, and we shouldn't have to be forced to take anything Because if you go along with this now, you're going to go along with the mark of the beast when it comes, and it's coming. This is a complete clampdown, a control of the people in every aspect, even including inside your body. So anybody that stands up, whether they think it's just for this or that, I'm thankful. They're my heroes. But ultimately, Jesus is our hope, the only hope, and he's going to come right in the nick of time to snatch us out of harm's way. So, here we go. Ready? I think I'm going to make it big, too. I wanted to get some of the comments of people on video, too. So, hopefully a lot of people are still for Trump, though, especially on this channel, RSBN. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Here we go. Ready? Let's count.
It's not 270, but you can see the freedom flags.
I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
It might be a convoy of sorts. Let's see here. This might be the convoy coming through, or at least a portion of it. Now, I would think they'd be coming from 270, but there are multiple convoys in this area that are all making their way to Washington.
Whoa. We got one right here. So I didn't know they were coming from down there. I thought they were... All right, let me back it up just a second here. All right, I'm going to start counting with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
There are multiple convoys in this area that are all making their way to Washington, D.C.
Oh. Another thing. There's number 5. Another thing. The trucks go first, then the campers, then the regular vehicles and some sort of four-wheelers. I don't know what they're talking about with the four-wheelers. Maybe they're calling those cars because they got 4 wheels. So if you want to count the campers, we could do that next, I guess. But count how many campers would be good, I guess. So I'm going to count this one right here that's behind their screen because it might be one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
So, and this is a freedom convoy.
7. See if you come up with the same number.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has arrived.
And
you are watching live on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Let's see how long it takes this convoy to pass. It's currently, it was 11:58
10
when it began.
Some of these don't have flags, though. That's all right. I'll just keep counting. 11, 12, 13, 14.
And thank you guys for tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. We are live right now at the 495 South Beltway, right outside on the outskirts of Washington, D.C. You're watching live with
17,
RSBN. Lots of people want to know how they can see this aerial footage, so like and share this stream. Also, I want to give a shout out to an incredible patriot,
19,
Mike Lindell. He's out there fighting 20, for freedom as well, so if you'd like to support him, you can support him 21, and RSBN at the same time by shopping at mypillow.com and using promo code RSBN. That promo code is for everyone watching today, and will save you up to 66% off your entire order. And we're so excited. I know there's a lot of questions saying, why wasn't RSBN covering this earlier?
25,
Truth is, it's been a lot for me to follow. I've had multiple messages. And there's multiple convoys that car's driving crazy. Multiple convoys. And I was prepared to go to one that has an event today.
30,
I was not made aware
31,
about the convoy that we were yesterday.
32,
so just kidding. There's a lot of information, and we're just trying to sort it out. But we're here now. I am trying to kind of be working with 2 different convoys and monitoring what's going on there. And we're going to try and have as much coverage as we possibly can because this is incredible. It's a movement. We were with thousands, probably tens of thousands of people last night at the Hagerton Speedway in Hagerstown, Maryland, and it absolutely blew my mind. So
40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45.
Woke up and we're covering this today, and we're excited to be here. Better late than never, right?
45.
All right, you guys, I'm going to play some American Dreamer for you guys.
46,
I won't disturb this beautiful moment with my voice, but I'll be back and forth to give you guys some updates. But in the meantime, if you want to shop, don't forget promo code RSBN
50,
at mypillow.com.
51.
We'll play some music, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. I'm not going to count that one. 63. Yeah, we'll count it. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74, 75, we'll count him. 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. I'm not counting that one. 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Hey, hey! We can't count budget. 99. Come on, one more. 100. Woohoo! 100. Is that it? No. 101. 102, 103, 104, 105, 106. We might get to speed it up a little bit. 107. 108, 109, 10, 110. I'm not counting Walmart. 111, 112. We'll count him. 113, 114, 115, 116, I don't know, 117, 118, 119. I might add.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were playing some beautiful music by our very own Jacob Seals, American Dreamer, and now I want you guys, we're going to open it up. You guys hear some honking. You can hear what Canada got here for a couple weeks. But a much more beautiful sound, in my opinion, because this is freedom. These guys are fighting for freedom, the end of the state of emergency for COVID-19, and the end of vaccine mandates, and a number of other reasons. They want to get to the bottom of what has caused all this and why our country was allowed to get the way it has. So you're still seeing dozens, hundreds, thousands of truckers coming through, each of them so excited, proudly waving their American flags. And this is the Beltway right outside Washington, D.C. So again, this is the Beltway right outside Washington, D.C. We're going to be live. We're going to show this entire convoy as it continues to come through. So far, we're 10 minutes straight of them coming through. And there's no traffic. I mean, they're going probably about 60 or so miles an hour.
132.
And these truckers are proud to be here. We got to meet with a lot of them last night at the Hagerstown Motor Speedway in Hagerstown, Maryland, which is about an hour north of where we are right now. So right up 270. And that's where they are at the Speedway. They've kind of been waiting in limbo to see what we should do, what's our next plan, because the end goal here, it's not just to have a big convoy, but it's to get rid of some of these mandates, the vaccine mandates, COVID mandates, the state of emergency with COVID-19, and the leaders of these groups are actually working to kind of, I guess, lobby, if you will, to have some diplomacy, to be able to have the opportunity to sit in Capitol Hill and meet with the lawmakers to discuss this. Washington, D.C., the swamp creatures, as well as the police, do not want truckers in Washington, D.C., which is pretty crazy, because I get it. We saw what's happened there before. But as far as I'm concerned, that's our city, right? So why
136.
is D.C. and the police telling them not to come into Washington, D.C.? So today they're not technically, as far as I know,
137.
entering Washington, D.C., but they are circling the Beltway. So that's what's happening right here. They've started working
138.
together. There's multiple convoys that are coming up here. I think there's some from Georgia. There's one, of course, this one, the People's Convoy is the one we're seeing today. There's one an hour south of Washington, D.C. that's got a huge event going on later today. We're going to try and get there to cover that one as well. So it's going to be a busy day for RSBN. And honestly, one of the most difficult things for us has just been logistically figuring out what's what, because we've heard so many, there's so many different convoys. It's bigger than anything we could possibly imagine.
44.
So I finally got linked up with the People's Convoy, and then tonight I'm going to try and do, I think it's Freedom Hunks US. So that's their Twitter. We're going to broadcast. They've got a huge rally tonight. We were at a different one last night, and each of these convoys has thousands and thousands of truckers who are out here fighting for freedom, peacefully protesting, if you will.
147.
And truckers are literally the backbone of the station. If you guys have noticed, any type of supply chain issues. Imagine if we didn't have our truckers, how much worse. Oh, these are so cute. They've got little baby trucks on the back. Can you see it, Gage? They have like little Tonka trucks strapped on. They don't have loads of anything, but there's, I don't know if you guys can see it. This one has 2 American flags and a Canadian flag strapped on the back of it, with the ones with the complete flatbeds, and then just like a hot pink Tonka truck. I love to see it. So exciting. Thank you guys for tuning into RSBN. We're so excited to be here. We're actually battling colds, me and my cameraman, I think from CPAC, but if that goes to show, we wanted to be here. Nothing was going to stop us. And what a glorious moment it is. We've seen we the people, and that's a common theme throughout this entire protest.
I'm getting
we the people,
excited
and
now.
The government should work for us. We don't work for the government. So you'll probably see a lot more of that.
155.
We had a little kid in the passenger seat here. We've got Don't Tread on Me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 American flags on that one.
158.
American flag on this one. Each of them kind of designed to their own personalities. Let's see, we've got Trump 2020. It's hard to see all of them from where I'm standing. Let me get to the side and I'll be able to share. Looks like an American and Canadian flag there as well. For those of you who don't know, RSBN was with Mike Lindell. I think it was almost 2 weeks ago now. So Mike Lindell wanted to donate over 10,000 pillows to truckers who were up in Ottawa protesting the vaccine mandates that's required for entry for those truckers. And our team was up there trying to work and get to that convoy, but we were not allowed. So we did try. We tried very hard. We flew a team up there. We covered it. You can go find that coverage if you want on our Rumble or our app.
70.
We worked directly with Mike Lindell to try and get those pillows
71.
to the truckers. However,
72.
my team, for a reason you can probably guess, was not allowed into Canada, so we were not able to get to those truckers. But the American truckers are here, and they're continuing to fight on for this legacy and fight on for freedom, and that's what we're able to cover today. I know Mike Lindell wanted to get those truckers, the pillows to the truckers. Oh, that one was beautiful.
77.
And now the truckers are here in the United States, standing up for all of us, really. I'm going to jump into the super chat. Any questions, I'd be glad to answer it. Again, multiple convoys headed to the Washington, D.C. area, and RSBN is working hard to give you all the possible coverage we can.
83.
Let's see. My cameraman might hate me. But Gage, just shake your head if it's not possible. Is it possible to move to the side so we can get the side of these caps? I'm trying to see. The logistics are changing, and we've got
count it.
the logistics. So I'm going to jump into
86.
Yes, I'm looking at our chat right now. I don't know if we can scoot over so people can see the truck trailers that are decorated. So we're going to try and do that right now. Bear with us. I know it's not a super easy task for our cameraman, but they did choose a different route than we originally thought. Do you guys
Hey!
Is that okay?
Hey! No, it's not okay. I'm counting. 188.
So maybe like over here.
190.
If it's a little easier. It's hard being a news station because you know what, I wouldn't like to see there if I didn't know who we were. I need something that says RSBN huge across my chest.
94. Come on now.
Let me know if this is a little bit better angle. We move to the side. It's difficult. We thought they were going to be coming from 270, which is the far left lanes, but they're in the middle 3 lanes
95.
instead. So we want you guys to see all the decorations as well. I'm going to try and talk you through it as well. Taking off my coat here because it is.
Come on.
We can move
97.
What do you think?
98. 99.
There's some cars that are posted up on this freeway.
Come on,
How's that look,
200.
Gage? Or should we
200. You were doing great. Now it sucks.
We can move it around the car.
There's nowhere 200.
This is different than most news stations who would stand here for 10 minutes. Excuse me. No way would they stand for 10 seconds.
1, 2. Come on. 3. 4. 205.
And the convoy is still going. So we're almost 20 minutes in to the very first truck that joined us here on 495, the Beltway outside of Washington, D.C. 20 minutes in, you guys, and there is still plenty more to come.
206.
D.C. swamp creatures should be scared because this is the American people. This is we, the people.
That's about it right there.
They've had just about enough.
206. Then there's
You can see that we've got lights flashing, hands out windows, American flags. And this is what President Trump was talking about when he said the forgotten people be forgotten no more. This is the backbone of America. And they're working together, making a stand, and it's really beautiful to see it. People from all different backgrounds meeting together and really showing you how important the trucking industry is. We've interviewed Mike Collins, who's running for Georgia District 10, I believe, at CPAC last week. And
208
we would
Sputsy
quite literally
so
have nothing
far.
unless you live on a homestead. But eggs, supplies to build your house, all different types of food, whatever it may be, comes from truckers. So if you haven't recently, think a trucker, support a trucker, and understand how hard they are working, especially during COVID with the supply chain crises and issues for ports. It looks like some traffic is starting to back up. Looks like it's almost standstill behind us.
Come on.
So traffic is starting to come to a standstill. It took about 20 minutes from the very beginning of the convoy getting here to now. This one on the side says, "We the people, the forgotten branch of our government." Again, that one said, "We the people, the forgotten branch of our government." This one says, fix 2020, return the diamonds. Loyalty to country always, loyalty to government when it deserves it. I'm going to try and read the tops of some of these if I can, because I know they're moving fast under these bridges.
That's a good amount.
Again, this Convoy.
Okay.
I hope y'all are as,
That's
just
good.
shocked as I am. It's incredible. It's one thing to hear about it and read about it, and it's a whole other thing to see it live and in person, and just the overwhelming amount of support. There's no middle fingers or any of that, even the other truckers.
So there's probably
tons of
going to
flags.
be...
We've got a whole school bus, and they're all waving at our little RSBN camera, so how sweet. If you're watching this, if you're in the convoy, make sure to, let's see, we should make up a hand signal so I know that you're watching.
Gotta speed it up
give me like a fist
bit.
bump. Give me a fist bump if you happen to drive past my camera. We are right at the entry of 270 and 495 South. I think it's really one of the first bridges that you get on if you're coming from Fredericks. And I am in a brown pea coat with a bright orange scarf. I might have to take off the coat because it is getting warm. So look for the girl with sunglasses and an orange scarf. Give me a fist bump so I know you're watching. We're excited to be here. We're going to continue this coverage for as long as the truckers are out here. This one says, thank you, USA, mandate freedom, united. We
Yay. Spetsy
come
put it
join
in
us,
there.
the Lord will provide.
Plus
speaking of providing ways, donate. So we always see
cars,
different reasons, right? Especially in politics. Wake up, follow the white rabbit, is what that one says. And appeal to heaven is what this man says. What I wanted to say, and there's a lot of really nice RVs coming up right here. More truckers. Please, you guys, make sure that you like and share this stream as well. Copy and paste it. Help these truckers out by spreading their message. That's what it's all about. They're peacefully protesting, and we can do so much. I mean, I just looked, and I think we had 7,000 watching on YouTube. That is 7,000 more people than we see right now with our camera lens. That's 7,000 additional people who are hearing and listening to what these truckers have to say. And you have an audience as well, whether you realize it or not, but you can copy and paste this link, share it on your Facebook, text it to your friends and family, and say, have you heard about this? Have you seen what's going on in the United States? Have you seen what our truckers are doing? This is huge, monumental. And if textbooks and academics are right, this would be going down in history in our textbooks. We'll see about it. Unfortunately, it probably won't, but RSBN is here to document it and archive it and save the footage for you guys.
Farmers for freedom.
So what I was saying, lots of thoughts here as we're quite literally standing on another road over a highway. It's loud, but we got to join the People's Convoy yesterday. I got to spend time with them last night. Oh, this is the cute one we saw yesterday. The back of it is like handcrafted wood. You can't see it, but we might be able to see it later. These people have really cool, I don't even know what you would call that, like little homes attached to the back of their trucks. That one was Farmers for Freedom. Okay. I'm like a squirrel with ADD. It's incredible.
She's
but
like a
squirrel,
and I got her speed it up.
Last night we were at the Hagerstown Speedway, and I was watching. They had tons of supplies and goods for the truckers. I mean, truckloads of water, food, non-perishable snacks, you name it. They were taking care of their truckers, and that is something that's so important to see. I know a lot of people have been donating funds, and that they had an Amazon wish list, and it's really nice to see that those funds and those products are going to where they say they're going to go. There was also a food, like hot food. They were using a kitchen and providing, I know at lunchtime they had pasta with meatballs and garlic bread, Parmesan cheese, all different types of drinks. And then at dinner time, which looked so good, but I didn't have time to get any. And I'm not a trucker, so that'd be kind of messed up. But they were serving tacos. So last night was taco night for all the truckers, for the thousands of people that were there. Really, I think if you were there, you were able to have a hot meal. And the tacos looked delicious. They had little, all different types of toppings for it as well.
Main
so
truckers were going
really a
first,
great organization.
so
And this
we'll
is the
stick
People's
with
Convoy. We're going to go later to a different convoy tonight, which I have not been able to spend time with yet. But I believe this is the People's Convoy today still, what we're seeing. I know that there are multiple different convoys that are finally starting to link up and work together. There's the cross that we saw
still moving.
last night.
You know, it's never stopped.
Like, we got some American flags
it's never
come
come to even a standstill.
And
to me, that's not success, but I am a pessimist, I guess. I mean, they had all these rules. You can't get off the highway.
Hanging out with you guys and reading those to you. Someone said be careful who you donate to, like Canada be or less.
Make
yeah,
sure you don't break down or have car problems.
I mean, I will never do that again.
You gotta
shame
fix
because,
it flat, ready to go.
They really messed up. That's the best word I can think of for what they did. I would use a few other words, but I'm going to keep this family friendly today. They really messed up. I'll no longer be using them as a financial donating platform. Gifts and Go seems to be pretty brave. Oh, we got one middle finger, you guys.
Okay. Right here we got
courage to
slow down.
His cars. He drove fast.
It is slow down.
Still coming strong. Still got cars joining us here on the Beltline. Again, this is right where 270 South and 490 South meet. We're right on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., and the truckers are making their way to D.C. today. They want to have a voice. They want to talk to lawmakers and Congress. They want their freedom. I was pulling up an article earlier. Looks like we're about to break 10K on YouTube
slow
alone.
down.
So
like,
incredible. And it shows. I mean,
like
the amount of support just from what you're watching. I'm so glad you're tuning in to watch this. I really had no idea where I was going.
What would that have hurt? To just slow down to, say, 10 miles an hour, just for the parade, just for the 212 truckers plus cars and trucks, to slow it all down for, like, I don't know, a good 3 hours. You know, let's cause some inconvenience for 3 hours. Wouldn't that have been nice? Like, why stop with, I don't know.
What I was doing when I hopped on a plane to DC yesterday, I was telling some people, I said, I can't do that. I gotta go to DC. I gotta find these convoys. They said, what are you gonna do? Stand on the side of the road? I said, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And here we are, standing on the side of the road. But y'all love to see it. So craziness pays off. Audacity, tenacity, whatever it may be. We're excited to be here. And this moment right here, right now.
If I didn't know this was going on and I came upon it and I saw all those flags, I would like join in proudly. I wouldn't care even if I ran out of freaking gas. Someone's gonna come and help you. Like, this is only gonna last, like, say it lasted 24 hours. What about that? What if you could do that? Like,
Y'all are watching live is why. That Jeep says, let's go, Brandon, on the top of it.
this will be over in, you know.
ID said, are you waving a flag, Liz? No, I'm not, but I'm next to some people waving flags. I've got my cell phone in one hand and
I'm
the
gonna
microphone in the
give
other. I'm
it,
trying to read the chat. I have a flag on my coat, though. I always wear the American flag over my heart on the left side of whatever jacket I have on. So I do have a small American flag. We've got people out there, sunroofs right now.
I mean, we're not going to be able to
We're
see
30 minutes
this
into this convoy on 495.
They'll leave,
again, half an hour in, and it is still very much alive and well outside of Washington, D.C. I want to remind you guys, Michael Lindell has been fighting for these truckers all along. Let today be a good day where he can see that his hard work is paying off. This man has put so much on the line. For our
Thank
RSBN
God.
viewers that are watching the trucker live stream today, he's setting up different...
Thank God RSBN is there. I mean, oh my gosh. I had so much trouble trying to find people streaming. It's like they hid them completely. I've seen probably, I could count them on my hand, less than 10 streamers. And the ones on the bridge and stuff, they hid them. The ones that got footage from the bridges, the only way I saw it was through the eyes of the truckers that were going by. There was one guy that would get out and go up on the bridge that I could find. But, I mean, like I said, after I saw that, I kind of like, I dropped the ball, but I go back in. Like, each day I'd go back in and try to find more.
Types of coupons all over his website. So all the promo code RSBN works all over his website and will save you up to 66% off your entire order. Almost 2 weeks ago now, he tried to send over 10,000 pillows in the My Pillow. Timmy Chuck, he filled it up and sent his people up to the border where they were denied by the Canadian Border Patrol. So he still wants to get those pillows to the people, but again, hundreds of thousands of dollars there alone, not to mention the hundreds of millions that he spent on election integrity. So if you want to support him and his effort to support these truckers, go to mypillow.com, use promo code RSBN. I will let them know if we have big sales today with promo code RSBN that it's because of these truckers, and we can work again to make sure that these truckers get their pillows, blankets, sheets, whatever they might need to be comfortable on. But I know he's been trying. Again, we followed his team up to the Canadian border about 2 weeks ago now, and we were denied entry. However, we finally found these convoys in the U.S., and we're going to be here and follow them. So again, if you want to save up to 66% off your order and support RSBN and Mike Lindell at the same time, you can buy direct. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to go to mypillow.com. Buy.
Everybody in that was streaming had PayPal me. Like, donate. It was just like, I don't know. It was making me sick.
Direct, because the box stores have tried to cancel him, and we don't support that. Go to mypillow.com, use promo code RSBN. I'm looking right now in the live chat. Looks like we've got 9.7 thousand watching. This craziness happening live in Washington, D.C.
Is it gonna stop?
We're on the Beltway. That's $4.95. We see a G-Wagon.
Just slow down.
If anyone wants to buy me a G-Wagon, you can do that.
Look at all these cars that are
American
the
flag,
same
some
color.
Let's Go Brandons. We've got some flags.
Look at that guy.
Now.
Whoop.
We've got cars driving past behind us with children waving their American flags. A beautiful sight to see. And let's see if we break 10K on YouTube. Are we gonna break overseas one? Thank you. Kat looking up. Thank you. Valtran says we are with you, truckers. Absolutely. Vidiana Brazil said I just ordered sheets for my pillow. So I'm glad. I hope you love them. And Patricia Dickey said he should have brought the pillows to the convoy in the USA. You know what? Not a bad idea. And I have a feeling that it would take nothing but an easy call, and he would be here to do that. So remind me later today if I forget. But I can certainly try and reach out and see that he is one of the most generous men I've ever met. It looks like a Virginia number is calling me. It might be an organizer of one of these events. So I'm going to put the mic down, and I'll be right back.
Okay, so they did. These two stopped for a second. See, tomorrow they're talking about going around 3 times. So if they did that, if they backed up traffic a little more every day, and more people join, and then other people are like, hey, what was that? Is that a one-time thing? And then, like, the news stations need to get on it, because all these people are going to start having car troubles. And then you will have a shutdown. So, I mean, I would say do it every day, but the cops aren't going to let them. It's all controlled. There's another one, Sputsy, right there on the right. Or are they circling back around? Okay, there's a truck with flashing lights, not that truck. Okay, they're gonna be going around again, just so you know. I don't know how long it takes to go around the Beltway, but they're gonna make a second lap. And I can just like speed it up some, because we're still not live. Let's do that. Okay, I can go up one more. Okay, that's the most fastest I can go. I can skip a little bit though.
Place to go. I know that Rumble would never censor us, so you can watch on Rumble or download our app. Search RSBN. You can pull this up on our RSBN app. You can watch it on your phone, on your smart TV, on Roku, whatever it may be. But we're going to be here broadcasting.
They're slowing. Wait, now it's not sped up. Yeah, it is. Oh, so it's slower than I think, because I've got it sped up.
Shout out to my friends over at Getter who are watching right now. If you haven't already, you should download Getter. That's Gettr, the social media platform. It's like Twitter, but a lot better.
I got 7 minutes left.
There, so if you download it, if you haven't already, and you're not.
Okay, they've not gone their second lap yet. We'll speed it up a little bit. Okay. There are some helicopters. But I couldn't find that either. And I mean, people were telling me who they were.
It's expected to arrive in Washington, D.C. this weekend.
I still couldn't find it.
The approaching convoy is a continuation of the Canadian Freedom Convoy, where protesters jammed up a trio of border crossings in downtown Ottawa for several days last month. Truckers from around the nation have joined the U.S. convoy, including the, quote, People's Convoy, which is the one you're seeing here today, which started its cross-country trek in Southern California last week.
I'm not sure how long it took for them
to be here today.
Go around once, but
one of the articles. I'm getting a lot of text messages
hopefully
as well, so bear
the
with
second
me as
time
I
around will be a lot slower.
Through those.
Alright, it's at 2 minutes left here till they're live. They're still not making their second way around.
Pro-Trump trucker protest hits Washington, D.C. to block the Beltway. It's funny that anyone fighting for freedom nowadays is automatically considered pro-Trump. But anyways, the truckers are heading towards the Beltway. The convoy was captured leaving Hagerstown, which we knew that they left the Hagerstown Speedway in Maryland earlier this morning, almost 3 hours ago. The convoy said it's going to travel through Route 40, Interstate 81 South, Interstate 70 East, take 270 South,
okay,
and
I'm
then
going to go ahead and,
straight
since
to
I'm only
the
a couple minutes
Beltway,
behind,
which is where they are now.
I'm like 2 minutes behind.
And again, these truckers came all the way from
I want to hear what
Southern
she's saying.
California. They are not targeting DC, and that's been made clear multiple times. This is a beltway that goes around DC, so it's about 64 miles long, and this convoy has decided that they're going to do two laps around the beltway today.
Okay, so they've got the Google Maps up. It shows you
how big is this really, and you're able to see this right now live with RSBN.
It shows you the red right here where it's like stopped or almost stopped. Back up in here, it looks like red. So I don't know why, but
we do have a couple of congressmen and women who will be meeting with some of the truckers and the leaders of these organizations on Monday, without giving away too much information on that. And if Brian happens to be watching and wants to let me know what I can and can't say, but I do know that they will be meeting with some politicians on Monday, and RSBN will be live streaming that round table. And we're really going to be able to get to, the bottom of this. What exactly do you want? How can we make this happen? And it's going to be interesting. We got truckers and politicians on Capitol Hill. That conversation is going to be tomorrow, beginning at 3:30 Eastern time, I believe. RSBN will be there. We'll be live streaming it.
How would you react if you are a lawyer? Because they understand what the squeeze is of our Constitution. If I knew all the intricacies of how Obama did this and John McCain did that and everybody, I would be pulling my hair out, because all they've done is squeeze. And at this point, I can see where it's wore out the saints.
And as soon as I'm cleared to give out any more details
Where
on
they're
how
just
today's
like,
show is with you, but stay
oh,
tuned. Make sure you're following us on our
I gotta find out what I'm allowed to say and not allowed to say.
social media
I mean,
platforms at RSB Network.
shouldn't you have the right to say anything you want as long as not, like, I guess they can put that in there. Oh, it hurts someone if you say.
On Getter, at RSB Network,
whatever.
on Twitter, on Instagram, and at RSBN on Truth Social if you're one of the lucky ones that's been able to download it.
Or it has the possibility
so what exactly are the truckers' demands? That's a question that a lot of people have been asking. And
their poor, fragile brains can't handle the
let me scroll
truth.
Through this article. This is from thesun.com, and I will kind of paraphrase some of this. We'll say, a group of truckers protesting COVID restrictions have been dubbed the Freedom Convoy, and they're sent to Washington, D.C. This is an offshoot of the protests in Canada in the recent weeks, and they're promising to bring traffic to a halt in D.C. on Sunday, according to the group. So far, traffic's really not that bad. I've seen it much worse living in Atlanta. This is still better than...
Look at that guy.
A good time in Atlanta. Many attendees say they supported medical freedom and wanted COVID
I'll get around this car.
Mask mandates already are ending across the country after guidance from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention this week removed
600 extra vehicles on the road.
Which, sorry, but that's a lie because I was forced to wear one yesterday.
They probably gave them a limit too.
I know I have to travel for work, but like I can barely breathe as is, and I truly was not able to breathe. I was like huffing and puffing out of my mouth. I know that's a lot of details, but this was not easy, you guys. No way is that for my health. But anyways, back to the article. The convoy is made up of dozens of trucks and hundreds of cars. What on earth, you guys? It's hard for me to physically read this. It's weird that she just said that, because when I went and flew my flag, at the end of it, if you saw, Sputsy, you probably saw the long version of it. I was like, like at the end, I was trying not to show it on camera, but I inhaled all this extra, I don't know, fumes from the cars going by or whatever comes up on that bridge, and it made my throat like really dry, and like it silenced me almost. Trucks. Dozens of trucks. Does this look like dozens of trucks, y'all? I've been standing here for an hour. This is fake
Hopefully
news.
She brought something to drink.
My lord. I'm done. I don't want to give them another second of my screen time.
Give who a second?
What you're seeing here
What's
is live,
saying?
unedited, uninterrupted. We're 30 minutes, we're almost an hour deep of watching the convoy roll through the Beltway here on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., and we still see them coming around the bend. We've got American flags coming through, and they want you to think that's dozens. This is thousands, tens of thousands of people out here fighting for freedom to end these mass mandates in the
that's
vaccine
great. A lot of people are supporting Ukraine. That's the yellow-blue.
Of the mask mandates that it's over. That is not true by any means.
That's a whole nother thing.
And the truckers know that. They're smart people, good people, working hard for us and our freedoms, and they're going to continue to do so. They said,
I'm not on.
The leaders last night said, trust me, they're not going anywhere until they get what they want. So.
I know this is about the convoy. I'm not on anybody's side as far as war goes. I think they should find a way to get along and to stop being greedy. Same with this thing here. Stop being greedy. When you're gonna tell the truth, just tell the truth. Don't with the war, they're having all this disinformation. Same with this disinformation. Same with the rest of the news. It's hard to find the truth, and Jesus told us that was going to happen. You know that they're. I can't remember the verse, but I'll think of it. We're excited to see that happen
again. There's going to be a roundtable in Washington, D.C. tomorrow on Capitol Hill. RSBN is going to live stream that for you.
Okay, looks like they are slowed down.
Some of the honking and headquarters. If you'd like to play some music, you're welcome to do that as well. I'm going to take a quick break from my voice, and you guys can hear the sounds of freedom from We the People.
I'll just leave it on fast forward. We are like 4 minutes behind, is all. So this is cool. I mean, if I had any point in time to jump in and cover this thing, this would be it. But I'm sorry if I'm a pessimist, and this is... I mean, like, here's another Ukraine. They're really pushing that. And this is political, too. 2 of the truckers were congressmen, or wanting, that's what it was. They were like running for office. And that was when there was 30 trucks coming from California. I think the grass movements got put in with it, but at the beginning, I think it was all a political stunt. to raise money. Money, money, money. Cause awareness, okay, yeah. But they know if they're a politician or they're wanting to be a politician, they know that the control is already in place and that this pushback is just kind of like, okay, when I was a kid, there was this guy picking on my brother. He had picked on me. And he pushed my brother up against the locker and he shoved his elbow into his throat. And so I went up to him and he was like, I don't know, 6'4" or 6'5", like way taller than me and a big guy, like probably 300 pounds or something. So me going up to him, pushing him into the locker and sticking my elbow into his throat was like a joke. But I did it on, just to push back, and then he stopped doing it. So, but with our government, they're not going to stop doing it because they're the big bully. I mean, that guy probably had a little bit of a heart or something, but this machine of New World Order, it's well oiled, it's well funded, and everybody's signed up with it. It's time for the beast system. It's time for the mark of the beast. It's time for the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's time for slavery. But we want freedom. We want Jesus. We want Jesus to come take us to our new great reset. I do, anyway. That's why Canada was so much fun, because the dancing, I would be dancing to the Lord for setting me free if I was there. I would be singing songs about freedom, thinking about Jesus Christ setting me free from slavery, from sin, the bondage of sin. I would be looking at the children and saying, yes, jump in that bouncy house. Jump as high as you can, because this is just a picture of what it's going to be in the millennial reign, where everybody's coming together for unity, to share and to care and to give and to love. And that's what I saw. There was great stories there. There is some great stories here too, and I'm just a little disappointed, I guess, that they couldn't have gone to the Washington Monument. I mean, I know it's like gathering around that big pinnacle thing, Well, you know what that thing stands for. But that's a place where there were a lot of, freedom movements, and it has some, significance with people fighting for freedom, and that would have been nice. But I don't think they're going to do it. At least with, what was it, Bobby Kennedy Jr., he went and talked in front of that President Lincoln monument, the Lincoln Memorial. And he did a really great speech. And all this has to do with the mandate, and I'm not allowed to talk about what that's about. And that is not freedom. During this convoy, I mean, because of the censorship, you're not allowed to even talk about what this is about. That's not America. You should be able to talk freely about what this is about. It's about the mandates. Well, why? Why is it about the mandates? What is it about these mandates that, well, there's a slew of things. Okay, but you're only allowed to talk about 1 or 2 of those things, not all 20, okay? You're only allowed to talk about one thing, and that's Well, for now, you can still say the word freedom, but they want to ban that too. And then with Ukraine and Russia, they're trying to ban all this stuff with Russia. They don't want them to have computer chips, so they've banned them getting certain computer chips. They want to ban, of all things, a Russian cat. Like, I don't know who was doing that. I did a story on it, or I didn't really, like, I was just shocked. I couldn't believe it. Like, what's next? What's next? Can you ban people from getting food and water? A roof over your head? Yeah, they're locking people up for protesting in Russia. There's over 1,000 people that are locked up. Little old ladies. They're locked up for protesting. And all they're saying, oh my gosh, it's like, my family was in World War II, and, you know, we know where this leads, and, you know, speaking their mind about the Nazis, and then they go, come on, come over here, you cops, right here, we need these ladies gone, they're speaking too much truth, come over here, and they go arrest those old ladies, and they go willingly. It's like sheep being led to the slaughter. Nazis here, guys. If you don't know it, it's here. That's why these people have to go and get in a line. You gotta keep moving, you know, however fast you can go. You're not allowed to slow down to 10. Now we're at a standstill over here on the left. And they've not gone all the way around yet. Because these are still car vehicles, campers and such. Wow, right? Okay, now we're at like a sort of, well, I got it fast forwarding too. What do I got it on? 1.5. It's about to be live though. Hi in the chat room. Hi Sputsy. I think there's only one person watching, but that's okay. I'm glad you're here, Sputsy. I enjoy my time with you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You can hear me go on and rant. Well, I have to make a list of all the things that they've been banned from Russia. They're not allowed to be on some of the media. Okay, it's live now. They're not allowed to, I think it was, let's see if I can remember. I'm gonna make like a whole thing about that. About what they've done to Russia, I think. Which, I mean, I'm sure Russia's evil, but so is Ukraine. The whole world's evil. And this is about the New World Order. Oh my gosh, Sputsy, I cannot wait to show you one video. It's actually two videos. One of them's current, one of them's from 2012 or 2016 of what, what's his name? Lindsey Graham and John McCain said back then about Russia and how they were going to do this very thing to Russia. It's eye-opening. I couldn't believe it. And then, Lindsey Graham came out and said something about somebody should assassinate Putin. He sure did. So they're trying to really stir up the bear. Like, oh, this morning, Sputsy, when I woke up, Russia CC can only be used in Russia. CC? What's CC? Closed caption? What's CC? Oh, the recent videos that I've been watching where they'll speak in another language. They'll purposely be speaking English, then they'll be like, oh, I need to speak this one in Spanish. And then I look at the closed caption, and it's all this screwy closed caption. I know closed caption has trouble, but this was insane screwy. Like the worst closed caption I've ever seen in my life. And I pay attention to that stuff. This was the worst. And I think they were purposefully screwing up the closed caption so that you didn't know what this. I even downloaded an app trying to like record it and then translate it. It was kind of hard to do. And plus, they're not going to say anything in any language that is going to be like, oh, here's the truth. They're just going to keep lying to you. Layers of lies. That's all they got. And they work for their father. Satan is the father of lies. Alright, looks like we got to a pretty good standstill right here. Alright, it's 1:07 on their clock. That's current time, by the way. Let's see what their chat room is saying. I would say, oh, credit card. Russian credit card can only be used in Russia. See if we got any good comments in their section. Where's your 80 million who supposedly voted for you, Joey? Former mayor of Beaverton, Dennis Doyle, was charged with possession of child pornography. Trump's watching, you think? On RSBN, probably. He's probably like, oh yay, we're gonna get things great again. What do you think, Trump? Are we gonna be able to make America great again? I like this one. Take dominion where you stand. Stand high. Oh. There was somebody I used to watch all the time. I'm not going to mention her name, but it was a truther channel that I watched long ago. And I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. And I made a comment in her comment section, and she was saying, like, well, in her video, she was saying that the Convoy, she was talking about Canada, Convoy Canada, that was, like, somehow bad. And, like, that you should listen to your government and all this, which I know it talks about that in the Bible, that you're supposed, like, if you go to court and you're arrested and you get an attorney and you have a judge, then you're supposed to pray that God will, give you a good one, give you a good judge, that they're there for you, okay? But what's happening in our lifetime is that there's some judges that are paid off. If you pay a lawyer, you get better representation than if you don't pay for a lawyer and you take the one that's given to you. You don't get as good representation. So if a lot of these people quit because it's mandated that they get the you know what, then those are like mostly the right, the good people. What are you going to be left with? So there's a reason to go to these protests, to, you know, hold a sign, to say, hey, it's about the children, it's about the future of our children. There's a reason to stand up. And I'm not telling you anything new, Spetsy, but she was saying, like, that's just wrong. And I'm like, well, Jesus said to occupy until he comes. And she's like lashed out and was saying, like, you've really twisted that scripture. And she's texting, you know, commenting on my comment. And so I just wrote back and I was like, you need to be more gentle with your brothers and sisters in Christ. And as far as people, you know, I know that not everyone is even saved that's going to these freedom convoys. But when they see the love of Jesus on your face, when they see you're trying to help them save their family or protect their family from something that's evil, they're wanting to put that in your body. When they see that you're out there in negative 20, 30 degree temperatures, making soup for people and feeding the homeless and shoveling snow and cleaning off the monuments and making sure, checking on people, making sure they're okay. Like, that's the love of Christ. Like, are you, like, I don't even know what she was trying to say. Like, she freaked out on me for saying we're supposed to stand. Like, you're supposed to put your armor on and you're supposed to stand. That's your helmet of salvation. So yeah, it is about salvation, but she's making it only about spiritual salvation to occupy. Well, how do you do that? You do that in a physical realm. You stand in a physical realm and you say, instead of me hating my enemy, I'm going to love my enemy, but I'm going to tell the truth to my enemy so that they can get on board with the truth. If they have a soul, if they have a heart, you know, maybe they'll join you. They'll be like, hey, you know what? I wasn't going to have kids and I had given up on life, but now that I see that there's a fight, there's a purpose for my being here in this day and age, I'm going to join you. Why not go ahead and live for life, live for freedom, live for love, live for helping each other and caring. But I got called pretty much like a heretic or something. I'm just saying that, but you know, it's how I felt. It was like, I don't know, like some sort of religious spirit or something gets on people and they think that we're only supposed to fight spiritually. I know we fight not against flesh and blood, but we fight against principalities. But what do you think this is doing to the spirit realm right now? People are freaking out. Oh my gosh, I can't get home to the kids. Oh my gosh, I gotta go get this pizza. I gotta go do that. I gotta do that. And look, it's this traffic jam. And then they find out, like, oh my gosh, I can't get to the hospital. Oh, my child is in the hospital because they got the shot at school today and I didn't even know because I wasn't there. And now they're like having a seizure and they're, you know, the blood is clotting to their brain. And those freedom lovers, they were right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And that changed we don't know. I'm just giving a scenario. We don't know the scenarios that are going on with all these people driving. But they're having to deal with some traffic. And how many people do you think are, like, watching? There's 7,000 on right side. Let me go see about the other ones. Alright, I'm going to put this over in the corner. You see the truck drivers start. We'll be like, okay. I mean, I'm going to stick around, I guess, till they're done. Till they go through twice. At least the trucker part. But let's see. Let's go see who's watching over here. So we got 2,700 on first responders. This guy's he's a first responder. And he's good. I listen. Here, let me put this on the sound instead of just listening to that. And I'll be quiet for a minute where you can hear this guy talk, because he's there to help. Well, I thought he was there. Maybe he left. He was there. Hold on, let me make sure this is the live one. Yeah, this is the live one. So he's gone through once, and then he said he was going to leave, so, but, which is kind of silly because he's a first responder. If there was any problems, he could be right there. I guess he didn't want to get stuck or something. Maybe a lot of people left the second round. Anyway, let's listen to what he's saying.
How big the convoy is? I heard 3,000 vehicles in the convoy.
3,000? Okay. Well, there was only 212 truckers. But that makes no way. Not 3,000.
Robert, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you for your support.
I think that's not true.
Thank you, Joe and Irene, the family. Well, thank you so much.
So there's almost 3,000 watching on that one, and then there was 2,000, so that's about 6,000 people, and this is worldwide too, you know. So let's see who else. They're not gone all the way around yet. $13K, yeah. Sasnick, he got the most. He's definitely the one that we'll pull him up to. So there's about 20, 30,000 people watching, I guess.
Can you advertise in the Black Bean? What type of advertisement?
Okay, so he's live. Honks for freedom. I haven't really heard a lot of honking. Have you guys
Message
heard a
to
lot
Paige.
of honking? Okay, I want to bring up my chat room. So I can see it on the screen, because my phone's got really small. That way I can see right up there. Right up there.
We have a chopper up. There is a chopper up. Let me log into my flight radar real quick and try to pinpoint what kind of helicopter's up.
Brake check over here at the 22. 22, yeah, 22, brake check.
Sally, can you go into flight radar 24 real quick? And I'm near exit 22. Let's try to find out what helicopter's up there. If it's law enforcement or if it's news. Please.
Flight radar 24. That's a good one.
We're slowed down, so I'll try to do it.
Brake check the 22.
You have to pay though to get the stuff. Steve Lookner purchased it. There's some stuff you can see on it, but you can't see everything.
Yeah, right.
Global Ranger, Bell 429 Global Ranger.
Christ, amen. Okay, so
Snuffo, thank you so much for renewing your sub. Much appreciated. Calibrated.
this guy's in the front.
Bell 42. So that's the police, Fairfax County Police Department's up flying that right now. So the shopper that's up there right now, it's Bell 429. The Global Ranger departed 27 minutes ago, and it's from the Fairfax County Police Department. So Fairfax County Police Department has their chopper up right now near exit 22 here at the 109 Barnesville.
They need to
1 mile
like,
away from the weigh station. This will be very interesting to see here if they're going to shut down the station or let vehicles go by.
He's got good important information to get rid of. But he's only doing one lap around. And he's done. So the convoy should be pulling around pretty soon, I would say.
If you guys want to keep up with what helicopters are up there, how many planes are around the DC area, you guys could download an app called Flight Radar 24. Flight Radar 24 is a free app. And you can zoom in. It lets you know every single airplane near your home.
It must show you a good
helicopters
amount.
up, and it tells you where the shopper's from, where the planes are going to. It's a pretty neat app. You can sit there at home and just zoom in and see flights coming in from international flights coming in.
You have to download it.
Right now we are on Interstate 270 going southbound. We just passed the mile mark. I gotta wait for the next one. I'll let you know right now.
Isn't that cool?
We're 19 miles away, guys. 19 miles away from the Beltway. I think. It's showing 9+ speed traps. So that means 9 units
Oh, this
at
isn't even
the
what I
Beltway.
was wanting.
Wow.
That's not it. I clicked on that.
So there's a whole bunch of law enforcement waiting for them at the 495 entrance.
There we go.
That's what Google Maps showing.
I was on the wrong thing, but that was cool. I'm gonna save that one. Yeah, here
The
it is.
Beltway's not DC, it's the outside of DC. They're gonna go around it twice, do 2 laps away. I guess that's why they stop at the speedway. They're practicing their laps. No, I'm just playing. But anyways, they're gonna do 2 laps around the Beltway.
Over here, it should tell what they are.
It is NASCAR Sunday, right? Look at this beautiful flag over here to the left side. Wow, what a beautiful scene.
These are all airplanes. Probably have to pay something to see the helicopters. Just my guess.
Alyssa, how's it going? And welcome everybody to
Yeah,
First
I don't see any
Responders Media. If this is your
helicopters.
first time with us, let me welcome you to the channel. My name is Joe. I'm out of Bakersfield, California. This is me covering day 12 for the convoy.
More aircraft details.
Digging a wagon for that big flag.
Aircraft type.
I roped it up to one
Okay, you're supposed to be able to have the aircraft type. Let's see.
How's the black bean holding up? Very good. They have cameras here. Wow, lots of them too.
This one you can get the cloud with the weather, the wind, the intense precipitation, Australian radar, North American radar. Is it raining? Is that? What was that sound? Oh, look at the people up there. They've not come back around yet, Spudsy? List view. See a list of flights.
Look,
I
babe,
don't
some
know. I
outlets
guess
here.
you're supposed to be able to see it.
My
I don't
my
see
wife
the
loves shopping here.
helicopters though.
Not here, but at the
It
outlets.
might just be for airplanes. See any helicopters? Airplane. 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 I'm going way out. Oh, there was one. Army. So they do have helicopters. That one right there, Army. They got the U.S. Army out there. Oh well, duh. It's Maryland.
495. 495. I'm proud of the way we handle business in Bakersfield downtown 2020. Thank you so much, Tracy Brown, for that super chat.
Lots of airplanes. Oh, I see the helicopters. Look, look, look. I see the helicopters. There. That looks like a helicopter.
You're welcome, Debbie.
Yay. NBC. And Matt 29, private owner. Aircraft photo, but it looks like a helicopter. NBC. But it's way out in Hillendale. It did a whole little squirrely thing right here. Wow, it
Traffic
tells
cleared
the
up up here
flight path.
near
Look
the
at that.
495.
So they only covered
No,
it right
I'm
in
about
here.
10 miles away from it now.
Must be because you can't fly around these airports with a helicopter. It would get in the way of landing. So they have to go kind of squirrely around a little bit and then stay out of the way of the flights that are in.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I've never been down to DC. Somewhere
Well, let's see if we can find NBC.
Yeah.
NBC chopper.
Sounds good.
Maybe on
All right,
Facebook
brother.
or something.
Sounds good. Bye.
How to watch NBC Live. Washington, D.C. Wouldn't that be cool if we could find it? I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in it. Why do you want to know who my provider is? Oh, because it's for NBC. I want to know about the helicopters.
So remember, guys, the convoys will not be going to DC, but we will. Me, you guys will be going to DC today. Taking you guys to the White House today. I'm gonna go check out what's going on.
This is at night. And this was from 2020. Yeah, see why I don't have a lot of confidence? They don't make it easy on you.
I think they need to stop them before the convoy. They won't catch up.
They still haven't come back around, huh? How long is it going to take them? Maybe they decide only to do it
Thank you,
once.
Lisa.
No. She'll announce
A
it.
big shout out to my hometown, Bakersfield, California.
How long does it take to go around the Beltway? There's a
Kirby, how's it going?
car up here. This one at the top right is live. This one at the bottom here is not live, but I wanted to hear when he gets off the Beltway. And he said he's got good information. He'll probably come back later, he said.
We'll find out. There's word that the fence has been taken down. We'll find out today, though. We are gonna go to the White House today. My plan is to take you guys on one lap around the Beltway with the convoy, break away at the start of the second lap, head out to DC, show you guys around in DC, and then let's go all the way back to Hagerstown. And the trucker should be going back. Remember, guys,
We can make it. We're gonna go all the way around the Beltway at least once also. I might as well show you some news. I want to show you that clip. Spuds is so bad. New World Order. He just calls it the World Order. He calls it a reset. And then here's this guy again. And I just like
Here's another helicopter right above us.
He wrote a
I know
book.
there's two choppers up right
on how
now.
to,
One is
like,
from the District of Columbia Police
it was,
Department.
like,
The second one is from the Fairfax County
gradually
Sheriff's
bringing
Office.
people
Correction,
to
Police Department, not the
into
Sheriff's Office.
control, basically.
So there's two law enforcement choppers up there
And,
right now.
gradual effect. His name is Joseph with a P. Joseph. Something, I forget. Oh, right here it is. Borrell. The books that he wrote, there was one
And we
book
do have
he
those
wrote
emotes, if you remember, in there. We have
that I
some
was
chopper
like, okay.
emotes. Or one, but we call
Order
back
guy.
that one.
He's
Every time we're chasing the scanners.
representative for foreign
Earth,
affairs
one shot.
and security policy. So
Yeah, there's many other
that
choppers right
and
now.
this,
I'm just keeping
and
track
then,
of
oh man,
how many law enforcement helicopters are up.
oh, this is a hold on. Let me mute him for a second. And let me put that up here. Because there's only, that was a horn honk, though. Okay, so there's a wildfire that broke out near the nuclear plant in South Korea. Look at that. What is the deal with the nuclear plants? Why are there fires breaking out? Hey, Boomer. Hey, Boomer. Having a bad dream. Oh, Sputsy, when I woke up this morning, I was going to tell you. The words on my mind. Sometimes that happens to me where there'll be something that's like this. Like one sentence, and maybe it's my brain working things out. Maybe it's the Lord trying to prepare me for what's coming. But it was, shoot, I should have wrote it down. So the war in Iraq, where you go in full force, like to scare your enemy. It was that. If Midday's in there, maybe, because I told him when I woke up, I told him that what the name of it was, but it was, shoot. What is it? Shoot, now I forgot the name of it. I gotta find out, because it was very important. War in Iraq. Saying about a full force to hurt the enemy and scare them. I forgot the name of it. Is Midday in here? It's about being brutal, and so it made me think that they're gonna really pummel Ukraine. Or maybe it was just my brain saying that's what's going on. That's the conclusion of what's been happening, because we're not seeing all of the footage and stuff. Like maybe it's already happening. Man, I wish I could think of the name of it. When you hear it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the saying. Very well known saying. Just trying to watch for these truckers too. Alright, I'm going to turn the sound back on. Maybe she's talking again. She probably had to do a little recover of Okay, she's not talking. Let's see. I'm gonna put this one. So I'm gonna go back. Be right back.
I guess it won't counterclockwise, right? Toward Virginia.
Get you every single time. A couple more. Yeah, man. Oh man, I can't use the carpool lane. Heidi, thank you so much. Alright, guys. Let's get it. Randy, thank you so much for that PayPal.
Oh, they came back around? They're back around. Alright. Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Love you big. There they are. Spudsy. I missed it. I missed the coming back around. Shoot. Well, I went and asked midday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Right Side. There's Sasnak. I believe that is Sasnak's truck that just went underneath us. I saw the emblem that matched the hood ornament on his live cam, so we've been watching that live feed.
Shock and awe, Spudsy. That's what it was. Shock and awe. That's what was on my mind when I woke up this morning.
I've been getting the train
So
horn. I was
I'm just
trying
like,
to
oh
do some
boy,
other stuff
here we
last
go.
night.
You know?
I'm still trying
All
to
day, and I believe it just went underneath us. Very cool. Could be super wrong, but
I haven't
again,
had time to put it up yet.
He's got a drone. He hasn't had time. Now would have been the time, dum dum. Sorry, I get really excited when there's drone footage or helicopter, which I cannot find. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
is the People's Convoy. They are just now beginning their second lap here on the Beltway on the outskirts of the District of Columbia. This is where 270 and 495 South meet. And they decided this morning at an announcement around 8 a.m. that they were going to do 2 laps around the Beltway today. This is a peaceful protest. I think it's just letting them know, letting the swamp people know that we are here. We want to peacefully be able to have our voices heard. And that's what they're doing here today, following all of the traffic protocols, making sure everyone is safe, and speaking peacefully. So you can hear those beautiful honks in the distance. We've got the "Don't Tread on Me" American flags.
Shut it down.
And some of the mainstream media reported that there were, quote, dozens of trucks. So let's go ahead and start counting, and you guys let us know. Are they fake news? Because I can see over a dozen right now.
over a dozen. Well, we counted them, and there was 212 the first lap. We should count the lap.
Jumping
again.
into our YouTube super
Let's
chat
do
here,
it.
which is
Let's do it, Spudsy, because I could make it go fast. It'll be fun. Well, because it just was doing it. Okay. Let's see. Is that the first one? Okay. Let's start right there. All right. Speed. Let's see. Go to. We'll just go 1.5 because we're almost caught up live anyway. Okay. And then I'll turn it up a little bit. You might have to adjust your volume because I got it turned up. Let me turn my volume down just a tad. I have a bit of a headache. I don't want a major headache by playing it too loud. Alright. Adjust your volume. It's going to be just a tad louder. Okay, we're going to start counting, Spudsy. See how many people stayed with it. Plus, I missed it. I've been sitting here the whole time, like waiting on them, and now they're back around. Second lap. I've been going rotating here. I got my one with water, and then I got my one with Sprite. I'm trying to drink more water than Sprite. Oh wait, that one's not water. Shoot. I've got 2 Sprites. Can't do that. Alright, I'll get it in a minute. Let's count. Working on losing some weight because I gained some weight this past year. Really disappointed with myself. Oh, well look. Oh, they're coming around this way this time, huh? All right, let's count. We'll make it big. Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Let's make it nice and big. So we can count. I'll put you over here, Spudsy. We don't need the whole Washington map. There we go. All right, we're going to count. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Is that 4, 5? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Right Side. There's Saznak. I believe that is Saznak's truck that just went underneath us. I saw the emblem that matched the hood ornament on his live cam. So we've been watching that live feed all day, and I believe it just went underneath us. Very cool. Could be super wrong. But again, this is the People's Convoy. They are just now beginning their second lap here on the Beltway on the outskirts of the District of Columbia. This is where 270 and 495 South meet. And they decided this morning at an announcement around 8 a.m. that they were going to do 2 laps around the Beltway today. This is a peaceful protest. I think it's just letting them know, letting the swamp people know that we are here. We want to peacefully be able to have our voices heard. And that's what they're doing here today, following all of the traffic signals, making sure everyone is safe and speaking peacefully. So you can hear those beautiful honks in the distance. We've got the Don't Tread on Me American flags. And some of the mainstream media reported that there were, quote, dozens of trucks. So let's go ahead and start counting, and you guys let us know. Are they fake news? Because I can see Over a dozen right now.
32 right there.
Jumping into our YouTube super chat here, which is steadily increasing. I want to say thank you to Natalie Norwood, who donated $200. She said, thank you for helping patriots from across the nation to know we are not alone. United States of America. So thank you so much, Natalie. We also had a $100 donation from Virginia Conway. So thank you very much, Virginia. If you would like a shout out, I'm reading the YouTube super chat. So you can donate via YouTube super chat. Click the $ in the bottom right hand corner, and I'll gladly read your message to our audience. Over 10,000 people watching right now. And I'd love to get your message out the same way we're trying to broadcast these truckers' message. If you would like to know more information, you can go to thepeoplesconvoy.org. Again, that's thepeoplesconvoy.org. The first image there is a semi-truck with the American flag painted on the side that says, "Let freedom roll." There was a rally Friday night and Saturday night, so we just finished up last night. Woke up this morning and we heard that they were going to roll with the trucks. So that's what we're doing right now. The trucker meeting was at 8 a.m. They fueled at 9 a.m. and they departed at 10 a.m. So we're almost, or at 10 a.m. So it's almost 2 p.m. here. So they're about 4 hours into their morning commute today. They took I-70 East to I-470 East to I-76 East. And now they are on 495, circling Washington, D.C. The People's Convoy did make a media statement, and I will pull that up. The last statement they had is on February 26th, where they said the People's Convoy continues to grow in numbers and support as we peacefully cross the country in unity. The People's Convoy has been diligent in our message and purpose. Although we support any peaceful movements in spirit, we are not affiliated with any other groups. The People's Convoy has created an infrastructure with a third-party accounting firm, legal teams, security, and journalists documenting each mile. We encourage truckers and supporters to officially join the People's Convoy along our route. The People's Convoy would like to reiterate, we are traveling across the U.S. in peace and unity. We are 100% law-abiding citizenry and convoy. Our core principles of freedom and liberty give rise to the convoy's request to end the state of emergency that led to overreaching mandates. We demand government accountability through full and transparent congressional hearings. We are not going into D.C. proper, and we will not be there for the State of the Union. We are not associated with Bob Bolus or other convoys who are planning to go into D.C. The People's Convoy is a peaceful and unified transcontinental movement. 55. This freedom-loving movement is about the journey.
Okay, we're at 55 right here. She just said State of the Union. That's over. Why would they need to announce that? How stupid. Alright, that's 55 right there.
Not the destination. Our website and social media platforms are the only official locations with details on how to donate, routes, and stopping points where people can come and support. We are actively accepting donations through a secure site to support the truckers with fuel and supplies during the convoy. The official website is thepeoplesconvoy.org. They are on Getter. They have a link at the bottom of their website that says follow us on Getter, and that is at People's Convoy. So again, they are on Getter at People's Convoy. That's Gettr. If you don't already have Getter, download it. It's a great new social media platform, and you can follow People's Convoy. They have 27,000 followers already. 59. And I just gave them a follow as well because I did not know they were on there. But
60.
The last thing they posted was 2 days ago. They have tons of beautiful videos and photos from their historic journey starting last week in Southern California all the way up here to the District of Columbia today. If you have any questions or comments, I have got Getter opened on my phone right now, the Getter app. That's Gettr. If you'd like to ask anything, you can tag me at Liz Willis. That's LizWillis. Pull up those mentions and answer any questions or comments you might have.
64.
I'm reading some of them. MAGA Meg 1221 said watching live on RSBN.
66.
Someone said watching while I clean some guns. I love that. German said America the Beautiful. Miss M. Simmons said thank you for being there. Kid Coke Hunter said I'm watching with the Smart TV RSBN app. I love that. Thank you. If you're not familiar, you can download our RSBN app. Search RSBN in any of the major app stores. Apple, Roku, Amazon, Android, whatever it may be. You can download RSBN. 17, WWG1, WGA. 17 said, I love RSBN. And there was a good one on here earlier calling out Newsmax for not covering this. They said if Newsmax wants to be a top provider of news, they might want to start some sort of coverage of these events on the weekend besides repeats. Right Side Broadcasting Network and Liz Willis are covering the People's Convoy 2022 for you. Now get your act together. Woo! You tell them. Although, let's see here. All right.
70.
All right. And Beretta Fleur just said she verified the People's Convoy account. Thank you, Liz Willis and RSBN.
72.
So, of course, you're very welcome. She must be listening to us live. So, shout out to you. And again, that is the official Getter account. And if you need to see more, you can go to their website, thepeoplesconvoy.org. They've also got their Gab listed as well. And you know they're patriots because they don't even bother listing their Twitter. Again, they don't even have their Twitter on their website, so I love that. They just have Getter and Gab. I don't have Gab on my phone, but I do have the Getter. And again, on Getter, their handle is at People's Convoy. There we go. I'm just reposting that now. Handling some social media, and then they've got the route info and updates there as well. So happy to provide that to y'all. Any other information I find out as I go, I'm going to just continue to post and inform y'all. So this is the 495 outer bound lanes here on the outskirts of Washington, D.C. Now this convoy specifically has asked their truckers not to go to D.C. They think it is basically a trap where law enforcement is waiting for them to, I guess just arrest them, treat them the same way they are currently treating the January 6th prisoners. So as a leader of an organization, I know what their end goal is, and I know what a lot of these truckers want to do, but I know that it sounds like they're really encouraging them to stand still and just continue to work through diplomacy and see if they can get to the table with these lawmakers and see if they can reach some sort of agreement. Now, with that being said, I know that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz will be having a roundtable discussion with leaders of these convoys tomorrow. Right Side Broadcasting Network will be live streaming this event, this roundtable discussion, and quite honestly, I cannot wait to hear what the leaders of the convoy organizations have to say and what the congressmen and women have to say in response. So we'll see that. Again, that'll be tomorrow from Capitol Hill. I am going to pull into the YouTube Super Chat.
90.
We have 7.5 thousand watching in the YouTube. And today their plan was to only do 2 laps around the Beltway. Sorry for the nasally voice. Again, I think half my team with RSBN is fighting
Okay, we're at 90 right
colds.
now.
I think we all got it from CPAC, but it's fine. If you have questions, I'm now in the YouTube Super Chat, so reading all those with you. And we're watching as this convoy begins its second lap here today. They announced that after the second lap, they're going to make their way back to the Hagerstown Speedway. It's about an hour and a half north of here. Now, there is another convoy, I believe it's at Freedom Hawks US on Twitter, that's going to be having a big rock and roll rally later this evening. That's starting here, actually shortly, starting around 3 p.m. We were on our way to cover that, but then we found out about this one, so now we're here. I wish we had more people with our company, but keep in mind we are a very small company. A lot of camaraderie up here. There's about a half a dozen or so, a dozen people with flags on this specific overpass, and one of the gentlemen that came earlier today went and bought a case of water. So he just came back with a case of water that he's handing out to everyone, which is super kind, and that's kind of the generosity that I've seen from everyone involved in these convoys. So give me 1 minute, I'm going to take a sip of water and I'll be back.
94. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.
All right, and we're back again. This is RSBN. We're live right now on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., where the People's Convoy is making their horns heard. I was going to say voices heard, but right now we're honking some horns, and it's a beautiful day here. So thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thousands are watching right now. We appreciate it. We want to be a voice for the truckers and allow them to get their message out. They want freedom, finally, for all. That's what they're working towards here, right on the outskirts of Washington, D.C. I want to remind you guys, if you haven't already, that our promo code is hot. People are using it at mypillow.com. Use promo code RSBN. You can save up to 66% off your entire order. I know we have a lot of new people that have been sent over here from the Truckers Convoy, the Freedom Convoy, or People's Convoy Telegram group. So hi to everyone who is joining us from there. So glad to have you joining RSBN. And Mike Lindell has given the RSBN viewers today who are watching this gorgeous truck protest a promo code that gives you up to 66% off his entire website, mypillow.com. If you see something and you like, put it in your cart and use promo code RSBN, again, up to 66% off. And that's a way you can get these crazy prices because he's tired of box stores and giving them the power to essentially try and cancel him. Instead, he says, you know what, buy direct. You can save money. I'll save money. It's just the solution. So buy direct at mypillow.com. Use promo code RSBN to get those wholesale prices. And I'm going to talk to Mike Lindell about getting some
But I mean,
pillows to
they are
truckers. And I'm going to say one last time,
I
I'm sorry. I know that my voice is more annoying than usual, but again, fighting a cold. Can't breathe very well. But we're here. We're excited to be here. And at least on the outskirts of DC. We'll see if they make me go inside the swamp later. I do know that we're going to have a roundtable discussion, and RSBN is going to be live streaming that tomorrow with Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene at the Capitol. Yes, this is still live. God of War just said this is still live. Still very much live. We're still standing on an overpass where 270 South and 495 meet. We are RSBN, and you're seeing this is the second lap. So it took about almost 2 hours to do the first full lap around the Beltway. This is the second lap beginning here, and then this convoy of truckers is making their way back to Hagerstown Speedway up in Maryland. So it's about an hour, probably an hour north of here, an hour and a half north of Washington, D.C. I'm going to let y'all listen to the honks here for a minute again, and just let you enjoy those sounds.
12. Can't tell because there's no flags. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 122 so far. 23. 1, 2, 3. 124. 125. 126. 127. 128. 129. 133. Oh, that might be the end right there. I can see the flashing light in the sky. 133. So is that it? 133. So we lost about half. I think we lost about half. So what's that tell you right there? I don't know. Tells me people are not, well, here comes someone. I'm being a little hasty. 134, 135. 136. I think these are emergency vehicles, making sure that they keep moving. Watching them like a hawk. Sighted. Is it another one of those? No. 134. 136. I hope they're committed to all go around. 136. 137. 138. 139. 141. This might be the end because I'm not really doing a big giant flag. 141. 142. 143. $153, $154, $155. $156, $157. Close. You know, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. So we lost about 50 trucks. I added a few in and we are all blessed, aren't we? We are blessed. We're blessed to live in America, too. Even though it's all becoming the government. Okay, let me show you that, because that's about it. I mean, I added a few in. We lost about 50 trucks on the second round, on the second go round. There's a couple more there, right there. Yellow and red one, and that one. So I counted for like 5 or 6 more. I mean, there could be 50 more trucks. They might have all. Looks like we lost. Okay, I want to show you something real quick, Spudsy, if you're there. So they're like praising this guy Zelensky. Oh, look at this German. This is massive. There are some more trucks here. There's one. There's one. Looks like they mostly made it all the way back around. We'll give it to them. They did good. Hope they do it tomorrow. That would be great. Alright, let's look at some of this footage. Look at that. So, shock and awe. Like, if everything looked like this, it would be shock and awe. Wow. That's destruction. Look at that. They just demolished that place. Alright, I want to show you what they said though. Here, look at that thing. This is a mermaid mummy. How gross. Should I start another stream or should I keep going with this? Because I want to show you guys some stuff. I should probably start another stream though. Here's with the cats. From international shows. No more Russian cats, but the international dog or cat shows. How did they make it out? Yeah, there's that crazy people. This is important. It is perfectly legal for the media to purposely lie to the American people. He quietly signed into law H.R. 4310 in 2012, allowing propaganda to be used on the citizens of the United States by its own government, essentially repealing the Smith Act of 1948, banning the use of domestic propaganda. So they're allowed to lie to us. Yeah, I think I see this. There was one there, you gotta see it. I'm gonna find it. And I recorded it, so I have it. If it's not on here, if they took it off. There's a bunch of other destruction. That's that drone footage I shot. That's them singing the anthem. Pelosi. The $22 billion for COVID is absolutely necessary. This is science. This is going forward. So they're putting billions and billions of dollars that they can just like use for whatever. Alright, see how they're like censoring Ukraine? This is the internet for Ukraine. See how it went for a big dip? March the 4th or March the 3rd. What it is now. Yep, see it's been down now for on the 6th. So today it's down. You're not going to get anything today. Look at how it just dipped way down there. Let's see, here's some vehicles on fire. I still don't think we've seen the shock and awe yet. I think it's coming. Now I'm starting to think about that weapon too. This was the weirdest thing. Watch this. Tell me if you want to see the cars still. I mean, I'm pretty much.
And our troops in Iraq have faced in Afghanistan faced many dangers. One being stationed at bases breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits. Many of you have been there. And our troops in Iraq have faced in Afghanistan faced many dangers. One being stationed at bases breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits. Many of you have been there. And our troops in Iraq have faced in Afghanistan faced many dangers. One being stationed at bases breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits.
She's excited about
Many
what
of you
they
have
did in
been there.
Iraq.
And our troops.
Maybe that's why I had that nightmare, because that was shock and awe. That's when that became popular, was in Iraq. So, I don't know. Isn't that weird that she would get excited about that? I'm just putting that over.
Hey, look, it's our buddy.
Here's a ship. It's like
That's the cool one.
it's the Ukrainian fleet. Here's that nuclear power plant, which, you guys, that was a lie. So, we were in Bible study the other night when this happened, and we played it. But watch this, it looks so weird. Hold on. Watch your left side. The left side. This light thing comes down and it goes into this, I think this might be a parking lot right here or something. And then over here there's like water, and like right in here there's like reactors. Oh wait, it's not going to show it? It didn't show it. Well, that's weird. Why would you put this on here? Without showing the shelling. It completely erased it? Hold on. Where's my files? You gotta see this. Looks so weird. These are the clips of Lindsey Graham. See, is this it? Yeah. Okay, here it is. Watch. This is the shelling. It's in slow motion or something. This is a car right here. It's in a parking lot. I thought that might be water or something, but you'll see where this car, you see the lights on it are starting to flash because it shook it and it just hit in a parking lot. That's the bombing that happened to the nuclear power plant. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Okay, over here maybe there's water. So one hit there, and then one hit over here, maybe closer to the reactor or something. But there was an interview done. Let me get this pulled up right here. I'll show you. So it says Russian military column had been seen heading toward the nuclear facility, and that loud shouts were heard in the city. Plant spokesman, the nuclear plant spokesman, told Ukraine television that early Friday morning shells fell directly on the facility and set fire to one of its 6 reactors. Initially, firefighters were not able to get near the flames because they were being shot at, Tuz said. After speaking with Ukrainian authorities on Friday, Rafael Grossi, the Director General of the IAEA, the UN's nuclear watchdog, said a building next to the reactors was hit, and not a reactor itself. All the safety systems on the 6 reactors at the plant were not affected at all, and there has been no release of radioactive material. There was like several stories coming out about it. A lot of disinformation, which is why I don't like, picking a side or anything, but I do want to show you what they said years ago. Was I going up? Where's my... Yeah. This story here is pretty cool. It's talking about quantum leaps. Pretty cool story. We were talking about Philip the other night in Bible study. And we read Acts 8. How it talked about Philip found himself further north at the town of Azotus. The Spirit of the Lord had snatched him away. The THAAD launcher is being deployed to Rota. I don't know where Rota is, but I would say it's for the Ukraine thing. Anybody know what the THAAD is? Okay. This is talking about Agenda 2030. The digital ID and everything. If I had to talk about one subject, that's the subject I would choose to make sure that you know about, is that we're on a fast track of trying to push everyone into getting a digital ID. First with the green passport and then with the mark of the beast. Spanish Congressman and President of Vox Party Santiago Abascal says Europe must welcome Ukrainians but defend its borders from invasions of Muslim refugees. This is how they're getting the jihadis into countries. So, this was pretty wild right here.
Они в нашем... О, ёбаный!
Watch how it buckles
Ты такой...
So I want to know, are these explosions coming from the inside of the building?
Конечно, там и не было никого, они сразу оттуда ушли. Они в нашем... О, ёбаный! Постреляют. Конечно, там и не было никого, они сразу оттуда ушли. Они в нашем... О, ёбаный!
Very odd.
Постреляют. Конечно, там и не было никого, они сразу оттуда ушли. Они в нашем... Ой-ё!
Look at that. Just demolished. He said no words. Russia says it has no ill intention toward its neighbors and calls for international cooperation to return for relations to normalize. You're not going to let you, buddy. You're going to keep going even if they have to do things themselves. I'm just calling him buddy because he's not my buddy. He's just, you know, a person. Not calling him a buddy. Call buddy to a bunch of people. Just in, North Korea officials ordered military commanders to be ready for World War III. North Korea is ready for war. Oh, this guy. He's got some truth. I don't know if I should play it. He's gonna end up getting banned. You know what I mean?
Putin was WEF, along with Trudeau and the rest. I don't believe anything. Yes, there's a war, but in war, it's always the peasants and the peons and the civilians that die, right? So what Putin's done is he's mobilized a bunch of fucking Mongols and fucking Eskimos, Chechens, people without social media, miles away, a bunch of 20-year-olds, told them they're on a military exercise, put them on a military exercise, then told them they were attacked and sent them into fucking Ukraine. They don't even know what they're doing. Most Russians don't even know what's going on. That's the first thing that's happening. Ukraine's defending itself, but, and not to sound too crazy, Alex Jones, 7 months ago, said Russia's going to invade Ukraine in February. Alex Jones? It's all on video.
And he's been proven right.
He's been proven right over and over again. He goes, don't worry, there's going to be a big thing in February, World War III, to distract us. Now, are they trying to distract us from the COVID crimes the last few years? Is it because the international banking system's fucked? Is it because inflation's out of control? Do they need this war for some reason? Because I am at the point now where I have so little faith in politics. I believe there's somebody above Ukraine and above Putin who's made a call to both of them and said, you're the good guy, you're the bad guy. Go. We need this now. Go. Send some people to get blown up. Some idiots no one has a Facebook account for. No one's going to know they're gone. Because we all live on the internet. No one with an Instagram. Send them to fucking go die. And we're going to cause some issues. So we have an excuse for inflation and the banking system failing. And the dollar failing. And all the COVID lies. And everyone getting sick from the vaccine we made them take. And everything else. I really am at that point now where I have no faith in any of it. I'm not saying the war isn't happening. But I'm saying the reason they're telling us is fucking bullshit. Why is Putin just invading Ukraine to the point of trying to take Kiev?
To what end?
To what end? He ain't gonna be able to take Kiev without massive civilian casualties. No one's gonna accept it. The Russian populace won't accept it. Half of them have fucking cousins in Kiev.
The Russian military won't accept it.
Most Russian soldiers from Moscow won't fucking attack Kiev. You need some Eskimo. None of this makes sense. So I'm a conspiracy theorist now. None of it makes sense. We're sitting in the war room, sitting here in case the Russians come. Well, I don't believe in any of it.
Alex Jones is right. Alex Jones.
So I have to put up that warning that YouTube requires that we indicate some opinions in this video contradict the consensus medical opinion about COVID-19. Alright, here's this video I want you guys to see. Super important. Super important. You got your ears on, Sputsy? You ready? I might want to even mute this. I'm going to mute this so that we can get this on video. Even though I already recorded it before. Okay, here we go. Watch this. There's John McCain. This is 2016. So, 6 years ago.
Your fight is our fight.
Ваша боротьба – це наша боротьба.
2017 will be the year of offense.
Рік 2017 рік буде ріком нападу.
But Trump got into office.
All of us will go back to Washington and we will push the case against Russia.
Ми всі повернемося до Вашингтону і ми будемо
Push the case against Russia.
відстоювати санкції проти Росії.
Enough of a Russian aggression.
Досить вже російської агресії.
It is time for them to pay a heavier price.
Час вже
щоб вони
заплатили важчу ціну.
I believe you will win. I am convinced you will win, and we will do everything we can to provide you with what you need to win.
We're going to give you lots and lots of weapons so that you have everything that you need to win. 2016. This is that Amy Broshin something ski or something. She ran for president. This lady.
Переконаний в тому, що ви переможете, і ми вам допоможемо всіма можливими засобами.
Це те ж саме гільзи з ворожих БМП, які розмальовані художницями Бердянська.
З Новим роком, дорогі мої!
Isn't that wild? That's important, I think. I think they've been planning this. And it says Lindsey Graham, John McCain in Ukraine in December 26, preparing for a proxy war with Russia. See the flag right here? Yellow and blue, or whatever the colors of Ukraine are. They're in Ukraine. Proxy war with Russia. all the way back then. Then Trump came in and stopped it all from happening. They had planned this to happen in 2017. That's what I basically wanted you to hear. But then they got this guy, Zelensky. He was an actor. He was, what midday you were telling me? He played a president before he became the president as an actor. Isn't that crazy? Okay, and then let me play you these little clips of John McCain, because I don't know if I'll do a video on it. I thought about doing like a short video on this.
That needs to change.
These are
Mr.
short
President,
clips.
when you speak to the nation today at 2 o'clock, I promise you, my good friend John McCain, I can only imagine what he would be saying today.
This is today.
I promise you there are a bunch of Republicans.
I was going to edit it and start from right here. Sorry. It is a short clip, though. Oh, wait. Okay, stop that one. Hold on. Okay, there's 3 more that are about that short.
That needs to change. Mr. President, when you speak to the nation today at 2 o'clock, I promise you,
for the State of the Union.
my good friend John McCain, I can only imagine what he would be saying today. I promise you there are a bunch of Republicans that will stand firmly with you to push back against this outrage by Putin and to reset the world order.
Reset.
I also promise you if you try to soft sell this
the world
and you
order.
don't push back hard, that the Republican Party will be an alternative to what you're suggesting.
Any comments on Special Counsel John Durham's recent...
Okay, that's that one. Got 2 more short ones.
I'm hoping we'll do something on the border. But the task force to me is very important. I want the oligarchs to understand what's coming their way, the price that you're going to pay. I literally want to work with the British government and the German government to have a sort of united front, because a lot of these assets are in London, they're in Berlin, they're in New York. And these assets have been generated by an association with Putin to the detriment of the Russian people and world stability. That's one thing that I think is very bipartisan. I want to see cops go in and take apartments, fine art, seize yachts from a bunch of thugs and crooks. I want to put money on the table to have more weapons for Ukraine to fight. I want more protection when it comes to cyber. And I want to go at this big, and I want to go at it hard.
Senator, how important would you say nonpartisanship is?
Okay, that's that one. He wants to go in and take all the he's calling, Russia.
Russia has a pair
crooks.
of twos, and the West has a full house.
The rich.
They have an economy the size of Italy, depending on basically one source, oil and gas. We could crush their economy. We don't need soldiers in Ukraine. We need a united world front by Western nations that would take off the table the rich lifestyle of the oligarchs, that would create alternatives to Russian oil and gas. We could crush their economy, and the ruble should go in the tank.
How bad is an invasion by Russia going to affect gas prices at the local level?
Well, it's going to increase gas prices dramatically, and this is an invasion, but he's not done yet. I had one colleague of mine suggest that maybe, he'll give us Western Ukraine if we give him Eastern Ukraine. The last time we tried that game was with Hitler. If you listen to what Putin said yesterday, the Ukraine as a sovereign nation does not exist in his eyes. So the disruption to the oil and gas markets will be severe. I would expect that oil prices per barrel will be pushing $100 north of that because supply has been interrupted. I would expect that commodities in the grocery store, you'll feel that soon, because Ukraine was a big exporter of corn and wheat, and when they're taken out of the marketplace, prices will go up.
So with that said, Biden recently tapped into reserves. Any shot at all of getting the Keystone back going?
So this is where bipartisanship will have its limits. The Democratic Party is going to fight my efforts, Senator Rubio and others, to restart the Keystone Pipeline. I want votes on whether or not we should open up the Keystone Pipeline. I want to open up areas of the United States been taken off the map for oil and gas exploration. I believe in a lower carbon economy over time, but we have a national security crisis on our hands. In 2018, we were energy independent. Now we're dependent. We're more dependent on oil and gas from Russia than any time in recent memory. Let's change that equation. If you really want to hurt Putin, create oil and gas options for the Europeans and try to march toward a lower carbon economy all at the same time. I am going to insist that we secure our border. After being in the Mideast, it's clear to me that radical Islam is on the march, and they're looking at coming back to the United States, and the most likely entry point is a broken border. So I'm going to be talking about that too. Now, whether or not the Democratic Party and President Biden can adjust their energy policies, I don't know. Whether or not they're going to take border security more seriously, I don't know. But if they don't, I will.
So, Senator Graham, do you have any messages to U.S. shale oil producers who really aren't ramping up production right now, even with oil nearing $100 a barrel?
Okay, if you want to see that whole interview, I'm not sure where that was at. I'm sorry. But yeah, that was here it is right here. That whole interview is right here on WSPA 7 News. I'm going to put a link. I'm going to put a link to that in the description of this. Okay, and then let me just see if there's anything else major. This guy's got a lot to say.
Saying it was intolerable. The thuggery and the warmongering and the brutality of Putin. You wouldn't stand for it. Urgent action had to be taken. But we've got to be much more careful.
What'd you think
of the Palestinians and their treatment.
Crazy, wasn't it?
And I haven't even got time to the briefing I organised this week about the people of Yemen and how Saudi Arabia, the most despotic regime in the world, armed to the teeth by the United States, Britain, France and others, killing 337,000 people in Yemen in the last 5 years.
Hear that?
10,000 children. Any action against the United States for arming them? Or Britain, or France, or Saudi itself? No. No action, no sanctions,
Britain, France,
no outrage.
Saudi Arabia, United States have
words
been
of concern.
funding
We'll raise it.
Yemen.
We'll raise it. We'll call on them to do things.
And they're
now, you
starving
see, if you're
their
going to have
people.
moral standards,
Like, to
those
the point
standards
of
have to be
Nazi
consistent.
style,
Otherwise,
like
they are not
bones.
standards at all. They are just cynicism. And of course, we all know the reason that the standards are not consistent is because to call out the apartheid state of Israel would be to run foul of the concerns of certain states that are now presenting themselves as defenders of democracy and so on, such as the United States, the UK, Germany and other powers, whose relationship with Israel, supporting it and backing it, means that the European Union's moral credentials are bankrupted and that they are not willing to take the action. And we go along with that. That is not acceptable. So I appeal to you, Minister, I appeal to you to uphold the tradition this country has, going right back to its foundation, to opposing oppression of peoples and standing up against brutal powers that are willing to subjugate people like the Palestinians or any others. Show some moral backbone, show some consistency and support the motion that we have circulated to every TD in this House.
That sounded really good. I don't know who that guy is. He might be like Australian or something. No, Irish. That was incredible. I'd like everybody to hear that. What passion. What, like, you can see that he's telling the truth. I'm not sure exactly what all he was saying, but it was passionate and wow. Like oppression is what's coming. Slavery is what's coming. And I like his passion that he's against slavery. Here's the American flag. This was
saying
cool.
it was intolerable. The thuggery and the warmongering.
To be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills
of Tennessee. I didn't stop it. It's just the clip that was from here. We watched the whole thing. The hills of Tennessee. Okay, Russia was just banned on Facebook. See? There's another thing they're banned for. 33 people killed in a missile strike in Chernihiv just hours ago. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm afraid to look. I don't want to have to put graphic on my computer again, because then some people can't get in to see it. Here's this tyrant saying something snotty, probably. I don't really want to watch it. I used to think this actor was really great and everything. And I'm not saying what they're doing by... I think she's from Ukraine or Russia. One of the two. They've raised $6.8 million for the refugees. That's cool. The refugees are definitely getting kicked out of the country. That's right, Sputsy. CNN to stop broadcasting in Russia. There you go. There's another ban. No more Russian news on CNN. Singapore imposes sanctions on 4 Russian banks. Export of certain goods also banned. So they're kicking them out of society. And you know what's sick? They're going to be like, see what we did to Russia? That's what we're going to do to you. If you don't toe the line, if you don't come over to the propaganda and believe everything that we tell you to believe, they'll do that to you. So out of fear, everybody's going to comply, and they're going to shut their mouths, and they're going to put their masks on. They're going to roll up their sleeve, and they're either going to take the shot, or they're going to end up without a job, without food, without being able to go to the hospital, the grocery store. These are things they've taken away from people in different countries. And it'll all just be like a whole rule book that everybody in the world follows. They're breaking into malls. What's this one say? They dropped the mandate in South Australia only a week before potentially precedent-setting Supreme Court judgment. Not sure what that's about, but sounds important. All right. Yeah, they broke into a mall. Let me see what this says in English. It's in Ukraine, because I saw Ukrainia. Total chaos in, Mariupol. Yeah, that's where they're getting ready to pummel that place. They're getting everybody out. Citizens started looting one of Ukraine's largest shopping centers.
Все довольны. Спасите.
Давай.
Форсити выносят. Люди грабят все.
This place is going to be pummeled anyway. I get it. I don't feel bad.
Золото, драгоценности. Вот они, патриоты местные, которые разбираются. Отлично. Вот они, волшебники.
That place, probably. Massive pro-Ukraine rally in Georgia, a country invaded by Russia in 2008. So there's like tons of people there rallying for Ukraine. The CDC's response to a 2-year-old boy who died within 6 hours, bleeding out of his mouth, out of his eyes, out of his nose, out of his ears, within 6 hours of his first dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine on November the 18th, 2021. So November, December, January, February, around 4 months later after this happens, just say it's one case, they're still giving it. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop? Anybody who's on the wrong side of history with this, doesn't matter who you ban. Doesn't matter how you excuse it away. That, oh, Lord, help parents, help children, give parents wisdom, give them knowledge, Lord, help them to realize what this is. Whew. Lord, help me breathe. All right, the head of the United Nations nuclear watchdog is preparing to meet with Ukrainian officials as talks in Vienna over Tehran's tattered atomic deal with world powers appears to be reaching their end. This is about Iran. So the talks for the nuclear deal for Iran is almost done. So you got Ukraine with Russia, you got North Korea talking about starting World War III or being part of be prepared for World War III. You've got Israel saying Iran, they're really close to this nuclear thing and we got to stop them. And you got Ukraine, Russia, oh yeah, China and Taiwan. So there's four wars that could happen like all at once, depending on, depending on what happens. This was inside that nuclear plant. Stop firing at the nuclear facility. You're endangering the safety of the entire world. That's what they're saying. So what's up with that fire at that we won't be able to restore it. You're endangering the safety of the entire world. Stop firing at the nuclear facility. Okay, so that was March the 4th. We looked at that. Residents of Melitopol attempted to block the path of a Russian military column led by Rosgvardia or Military Police Patrol MRAP. kind of me with that bully, like pushing back on a big truck like that. Stop this tank from rolling through. Pretty ridiculous to think that you could stop them. But it's a MRAP, Russian military. U.S. Senator, oh, this is the one where I was telling you. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham took to Twitter to encourage anyone in Russia to step up to the plate and assassinate Russian President Vladimir Putin. You would be doing your country and the world a great service. This is a warmonger right there. Russia declares partial ceasefire in Ukraine starting from 7 GMT to establish humanitarian corridors. This was March 5th, so this was yesterday. So they had a partial ceasefire yesterday, 7 o'clock GMT. So, you know, right now the internet's down, so I don't know what we'll find out. SpaceX, Musk says Starlink has been told by some governments to block Russian news. So they have the ability to block news with the Starlink. Breaking. Russian forces will stop firing at 10 o'clock Moscow time to allow humanitarian corridors out of Ukraine cities of Mariupol and Volnovakha, Russia's defense ministry says. That's what I'm talking about with the when I woke up this morning, the shock and awe, that might be for Mariupol. I don't know. Or it could just be my brain working things out.
One of the features of this fourth industrial revolution is that it doesn't change what we are doing, but it changes us.
Joe Biden.
The difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
Editing your genes? Cool. I'll explain that later. But first, why do so many people consider this guy, Klaus Schwab, to be the most dangerous man in the world? Well, there's some reasons. A lot of them. But my favorite economic forum speaker of all time is this reptile, Klaus Schwab's top advisor, Dr. Yuval Noah Harari. Let's see what he has to say.
Data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it.
Elites hacking organisms and re-engineering life itself? Well, he's not talking about doing that to people, is he?
Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough, and nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people.
Well, I guess he was talking about doing that to people. All people, to be specific.
And if indeed we succeed in hacking and engineering life, this will be not just the greatest revolution in the history of humanity. This will be the greatest revolution in biology since the very beginning of life 4 billion years ago. For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed.
Not playing God, are you? Because that usually works out super well.
See that was up in the upper corner? It said 2018. Right there. Annual meeting 2018. That's probably one of the most important articles of our lifetime. Okay, here is a destroyed abandoned Ruskavardia column in Kharkiv with them on riot gear. So it's just a bunch of gear and stuff. Okay, they're talking about the nuclear plant. We watched that. Mariupol evacuation halted for the second consecutive day as Russia shelling continues. Here was a tornado that took place. I'm not sure where. There's another article up here with some more news about it. Russia losses as of today, according to Ukraine. These are the losses of Russia. So they've lost, a good amount of troops and helicopters and artillery carriers and so on. This was Iran. Sorry, this is where I just put everything together. The Iran Revolutionary Guards has unveiled 2 underground bases for attack drones. Underground bases. Iran everything ready to go.
تیغ ما تشنه خون است به زینب سوگند موسم عشق و جنون است به زینب سوگند کار ما دادن جان مثل سلیمانی ها این شهادت به خدا عادت ایرانی ها لشکر ابرهه با تیر اگر آمده است نوبت بارش سفید دگر آمده است
Dirty dog, go bathroom. Bathroom! My dog is all half mud. So they're gonna pump up this war now. Whoever the Antichrist is, this will all be handed over to him. He's gotta be in the background somewhere. I mean, that's what they say anyway. But I'm not sure. I don't think I'll get to know that. Thank God. I want to be out of here. This guy said this is the fastest I've ever seen a storm go from flat base to large wedge. About 15 seconds it went from flat base to large wedge. 15 seconds. I thought, well, I wonder how many he's seen. But, I mean, he must be, it says he's a storm chaser, supporter of pursuing dreams and passions, you think, I don't know. I have no idea who that guy is. They're suspending operations in Russia after local tax authorities initiate bankruptcy proceedings against the news agencies that Russia's entity and authorities intensified pressure against the independent media. So there's a radio station, Radio Free Europe Radio, Liberty. They suspended the operations in Russia radio. So just keep putting more pressure. Boris Johnson is like a warmonger too. He says, we will support Ukraine with humanitarian aid and more weapons. We will inflict the most economic pain possible on Moscow. Putin's invasion has to fail and it will fall. Okay, but what if Russia, here is a map of, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, here's a map of Russia and where they've invaded so far, this red area. It says something in Russian. Most of us hate to see it, but the fact is Russia is winning this war. It is going to be an extremely close victory, but it is going to be a victory, says Rod Dreher. So, I just wonder what the secret weapon is, because I had a dream about a weapon that was, it was a flying thing, but it was like, it got up in the air by a ground thing. So it was like, vroom, 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 and it had these lights underneath it. It's like a huge drone or something. It wasn't like I don't think anybody was in it, but it was huge. And it had these 3 pulsating lights on the bottom of it. They were blue, and they were like spinning, and they were flashing blue. And it was like going around in the sky like this. Vroom, like a boomerang. Vroom, 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 and then vroom it went, and then it flung a whole bunch of like carpet bombing or some sort of, and we were up on a plateau, like up on high, and then this place was down here, and it just boom, 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 all over these houses, and I was like, what is that? And the person I was with was like Pentagon person, and they were like, I don't know. And then I was afraid of the breathing of whatever it was that was, in those bombs. And then they had a meeting, and they were like, we just want to know how you got the weaponry in here. And this one guy, he was like, we went through the canals. And then they all started chanting his name, Matt, 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 Matt. And I looked up the meaning of the word Matt, and one meaning is the bear, which is Russia. So I don't know. Like, this weapon could be the secret weapon, but will we ever know? I don't know, but I'm still watching for that. I haven't really put it on media, like out on YouTube, which we've only got like a couple people watching anyway. But yeah, whether it was, just my imagination, a dream, or whatever, it was my dream. And I pay attention to certain dreams that I have. None of them have really come true yet. Like there was one with a hurricane on the Pacific Ocean that touched Japan and like all the way on to the west coast of like, Oregon, California, down through there. So it was touching, like it was so big. That's not happened. The crack that I dreamt of it was either Montana or Colorado, that's not happened. There was a dream that I had of where there was so much flooding in the south east that the water was coming close to Tennessee. Like all of that was flooded. I mean, completely flooded. So that's not happened. Volcanoes going off everywhere, like even in Tennessee. There aren't any in Tennessee. But in my dream, everywhere we would go, We'd go around this mountain, and then you would see that mountain over there, and it'd be going off. And then we'd be like, oh, we got to go this other way, and then another one. So there was like all these volcanoes that I can't even ever see happening, but we don't know. The one with the nuclear blast with the fire in it, that one hasn't happened yet, but I won't live to tell that one because I was straight into heaven, like no pain. Anyway, I've had a lot of weird dreams about the demonic realm too, like seeing these false gods, like that. Those are just super scary. All right, there was a twin tornado right here. I don't know where that was. Last night or 19 hours ago. So yeah, yesterday. Putin in the crosshairs. Germany will be the dominant military, economic, and political power in Europe for the first time, replacing the United States, especially under the incompetent Biden. So they're saying Germany will be the dominant military, economic, and political power in Europe for the first time. Now, in the Bible, it talks about how there's different rulers. So, like Nero, and so that was like a type of Antichrist. Every, like, so many years, there's like, oh, this person could be the Antichrist. These world powers that have come in are kingdoms. And then in Daniel, it talks about the statue, the, iron and clay is the last world empire. So it's a partial European empire that comes to power. So that would make sense if Germany's going to be, up high in the bulk, the strength of it. I wouldn't like disagree with that. I don't even know what this guy was saying, but
that's a big deal. Participating plans will cap cost at just $35 a month per type of insulin, and some plans may offer it free.
Type 1 diabetes. Let's cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month, so everyone can afford it.
Isn't that
That's a
funny?
big deal.
So Trump said it, and then nobody was like on board. And now Biden is saying all this stuff, and he's getting all this applause, and it's all such a joke. This was a good footage of the convoy. Drone footage. Okay. So I don't want to play it all because it's got the music. Well, I mean, I could play it. It's just I don't want to play the music. So, there's a good amount of trucks there. Yeah, I'd say 100 or 200. 212 to be exact, right, Sputsy? We probably could have counted them there. Oh, you saw a swastika on the military vehicle? Okay. So sometimes, to deal with those stupid bots, don't we? All right, there's some deer, and they're like asking the question. And I didn't read this article, but I think it's true, because what was gain of function? Where it would go from animals to humans, right? Will COVID mutate in animals and jump back to humans? So I guess what they're saying is like, okay, it started in the animal, went to the human, like the bats or whatever, went to the human, went from the human back to the animals, and then will it go jump back from the animals back to the humans again? I would say, yeah. I mean, in the Bible, it talks about that there'll be pestilences, and those are diseases. So it's whatever happens with the pouring out of the vials and all of that. Pestilence is definitely like one of the horsemen, the green pale one. So yeah, I think diseases are going to increase. A lot of people are going to die. Ukrainian websites are under a non-stop attack, Cyber Watchdog Agency said. And I did not click on that for obvious reasons. You never know. Macron re-election bid starts right-dominated French election. So you can pretty much, say Macron's going to get in again because none of the elections are fair and free anymore. Oh, I wrote it in here, guys. Shock and awe. Right there. That was when I woke up earlier. I just went ahead and put it in there 6 hours ago. Shock and awe. A video of another Ukrainian ATGM strike on Russian tank.
Ну, будь ласка, не підведи, пуск дозволено. Пуск.
How they blow something up.
Миша. О, все чітко. Є! Ну, будь ласка, не підведи, пуск дозволено.
Poland is willing to give MiG-29 fighter jets to Ukraine, but they want a guarantee from the White House that it will provide U.S.-made fighter jets to fill the gap in their fleet. They're like, oh, we'll give our fighter jets to Ukraine, but you have to give us some of your U.S.-made fighter jets. So there you go. There's an example of how people are, their greed. 500 kg bombs being dropped in Chernihiv as Putin lays out conditions for ending the war. It's really, really shocking. Oh yeah, this girl. So in Canada, after the convoy, there was some red dye or something that these people coming to protest the war, protest Russia. They came to their capital to let their voices be heard. And they're pretty much the left or whatever. So they used some blood or some sort of pink like dye or something, and they were like putting it all over the snow in front of the gates, and just like leaving a bunch of trash and stuff, like right after the convoy protesters left. And this is how they treat people.
Yeah, well, fuck them. They have enemies for life now. Every one of them. If they ever come back and brag that they were part of this convoy, they have enemies for life.
An enemy for life if you were part of the convoy for Canada.
My guy. Me, myself, and I.
You're harassing people.
I'm not harassing
people. Yeah, you are.
I'm
I've been watching you. You're harassing people. Okay,
questions.
I've asked you to leave. Please leave.
I'm a public space. At the moment, I'm free and I can stand
You're harassing
here.
people.
I'm not
Please
harassing.
leave.
I'm asking
I've
questions.
seen you following people around. Go.
Yeah, because I'm asking
You've been asked
questions.
to leave. I'm asking you to leave.
But what is your authority on me for asking me to leave to a public space? Oh my God.
I think all of us are feeling pretty uncomfortable, so it'd be great if you'd leave.
I'm just asking questions, asking like why.
Yeah, and you've asked a bunch. I don't want to be on this. You've asked a bunch of questions. I think it's time to go.
Yeah, but I just asking like what is going on here.
Maybe just take a break and let everybody cool off. People are feeling a bit harassed, so maybe just take a break.
I'm
Is that
just
okay?
asking questions. I've never been feeling
I know,
harassed nowhere else than here.
But people are telling you how they feel about it, right? And so just please hear them. Please hear them.
They are here for making their voice heard.
Let's take
Why
a break.
they don't?
Let's take a break. Okay.
She's not following me.
I'm French faithful.
I'm not fake
I'm
Goldie.
not talking to you. Sorry, I'm not talking.
But you know a fake
I'm not
Goldie?
allowed to talk to you. Sorry.
Not to speak to him, please stop harassing him.
I'm not harassing. I'm asking questions. So
People have said
now,
that they're not going to speak to you. Please go away.
Like now I'm surrounded. So first time that I need to have like as much security for one camera and one microphone. So what is the Communist Party of Canada?
They are not in good faith.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
pro-convoy and just trying to dox you or something.
No. All you can say that I'm pro-convoy.
Based on talking to you for 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going to entertain. I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering why you have a flag of Communist Party of Canada.
Well, their support.
For their support. Communist Party of Canada. See the flag? Communist Party for Canada. For their support. Didn't you feel it though? Like I'm paying attention now to when I feel this demonic like presence. It's like, ugh. You can feel it, like they all like surround you or whatever. And just hateful. Do you feel the hate? So BBC taken off the air in Russia. So Russia's being taken off the air. So now they're saying, well, you took us off the air, so now we're going to take you off the air, and that means no one's communicating with anyone. Isn't that a lovely place to be? Here's another building that was destroyed. Buildings, plural. Look at that. That kind of does look like Iraq or something, doesn't it? Look at that. Remember the oil fields? World still turning, spinning, maybe. I don't know if it's spinning or not. More than 2,000 people have been detained. I was telling you about that earlier. Here's singing the anthem as he's watch that door. You see it? Somebody else is in there. So they're taking him away, along with 2,000 other people. That was 7 hours ago. What's this one? Some trucks. Convoy of trucks. They're bringing in more equipment, more bombs, more bad things. Oh, this one. Oh my gosh.
Що вчора було з дітьми, кажеш?
Watch.
Дітей 200-х вивозили, мирне населення, маленькі.
Do you see that?
Oh, fucking film.
Shit! Shit.
Смотри,
Somebody over here.
Stay there! All right.
It barely missed him. I think it was like right in but the blast of it, like obviously, like knocked them down. I don't think they're hit or anything. I think they're just.
Stop, medic!
I don't know. Could have been way over there.
Що вчора було з дітьми, кажеш? Погано було. Дітей 200-х вивозили, мирне населення, маленькі.
Shit! That's crazy? Wow. Okay. What's this one? 4 captured tanks. They got cranes out. So they captured some tanks. They took down the flag, the Luhansk People's Republic flag, and put the flag of Ukraine. 50% Ukrainian, 25% Polish, 25% Jews. I'm fighting for Ukraine and for Poland. It's a pleasure. It's not work. So, like 80-year-olds, man, are getting out there fighting in this war.
І то, курва, кобєта українська наводила артилерію на то гувна, курва. Ми їх спочатку там роз'їбали з проду, а вони почали відходити до тилу. І їх тут всіх роз'їбали, на смерть настала.
Ходь до пшону. I don't like war at all. I'm just going to keep saying that.
I już potisnuli ich do zwrotu. I wszystko, co dalej zachodzi, wszystko na marszy, ich bije. Tak, że walczymy, państwo polskie. Walczymy, prosimy o pomocy. Takiej pomocy my nie potrzebujemy odzież, buty, jedzenie, nie. My na swojej ziemi i nam ludzie tutaj pomagają. Potrzebujemy серьезные rzeczy. Potrzebujemy przeciw tanków, potrzebujemy przeciw samolotów, potrzebujemy тепловизоры, takie rzeczy różne. A w ogóle...
I don't know, you're supposed to bully bullies? I mean, it worked a little bit for me. But it was all in sort of like, in a way of acknowledging the problem and then saying, well, so what? Who cares what they do? Just take care of yourself. Do what you should be doing. If they want to do that and it bothers you, then, you know, that's what they're doing. All you can do is, like, do what you do. Russia completely destroyed Vinnytsia Airport with several ballistic missiles. If it includes steal, kill, destroy, then you know it's of the devil, right? Because that's what he came to do. Okay, this says it's the most real video of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Говорили, что якобы на территории Украины, ну это еще, когда мы в России находились, по средствам массовой информации, там говорилось в основном о том, что на территории Украины господствует, я сейчас дословно 100% ошибусь, поэтому не судите строго, что на территории Украины господствует фашистский режим, что националисты, нацисты захватили власть в свои руки, что обычным людям нужно помочь избавиться вот от этого, ну, условно говоря, ярма. Вот, то есть цель нам довели такую. Естественно, это была информация односторонняя, то есть у нас же есть интернет, там иногда пролетает, то есть из других источников. То есть мы могли немножко анализировать, то есть мы, естественно, мы сомневались, до конца мы не понимали, естественно, ситуацию. Но только когда я лично для себя, когда мы только сюда зашли, потом я когда посмотрел выступления боксеров профессиональных ваших, то есть я на родине я всегда за них любил, это Усик и Ломаченко, это мои любимые, ну просто герои, реально. Я сейчас просто не лукавлю нисколько. Эти люди просто готовы взять в руки оружие. Они говорят о том, что мы вас сюда не звали. И мне становится реально стыдно за то, что мы пришли на эту страну, на эту территорию, на территорию Украины. Просто вот сейчас женщина нам рассказывала, да, случай, она стоит и плачет. Мне просто стыдно реально за это. Я не знаю, почему мы так поступили. Вернее, догадываюсь, потому что мы мало знали, мало думали своей головой. Она стоит и плачет. Мне просто стыдно реально за это. Я не знаю, почему мы так поступили. Ну, вернее, догадываюсь, потому что мы мало знали, мало думали своей головой. В конце концов. Просто вот реально принесли горе на эту землю. Я не знаю, сколько нужно времени искупить это, и вообще, возможно ли это в конце концов. Там, мы там отсидим в тюрьме, не знаю, там, любой приговор, там, который мы заслужили, это ради бога, это как бы мы уже готовы все принять. Но просто я говорю, что искупит ли это вину? Мне просто жаль тех людей, которые на территории России находятся сейчас. Они, в принципе, ни в чем не виноваты. Они виноваты только в том, что до них информации целиком не доводится. У некоторых вообще интернета нет, да? То есть им невозможно воспользоваться какими-то средствами. То есть им постоянно вот из телевизора льют и льют и льют. Вот это вот однобокую информацию о том, что Украина заселена фашистами и так далее. Просто я реально, когда... Может быть, и надо было со мной так поступить, да? Вот именно Господу, чтобы я наконец прозрел, что ли. И попытался донести до тех людей, которые находятся сейчас на нашей территории России, которые еще, может быть, до конца не врубаются, что здесь происходит. Извините за пространство. Которые еще, может быть, до конца, которые находятся сейчас на нашей территории России, которые еще, может быть, до конца не врубаются, что здесь происходит. Извините за простое слово. Но здесь реально ребята, которые будут смотреть вот это вот интернет-видео, там, да, думайте обо мне, что хотите. Что меня там заставили, написали мне текст, неважно. Я вот скажу, как есть, да. Если бы на мою территорию кто-то бы пришел, я бы поступил точно так же, вот, как эти люди сейчас. И был бы прав. И сейчас они правы, а я сижу здесь и оправдываюсь. И оправдываюсь, я не понимаю за что. Мне очень стыдно за это. И оправдываюсь, я не понимаю за что. Мне очень стыдно за это. Потому что у меня дед воевал. А я сейчас получаюсь в роли карателя. Вот лично, это лично мои слова вот, в отношении военнослужащих Российской Федерации. Если дойдет до них, дай бог. Ребята, не, как вам сказать, не, наберитесь смелости, короче, да, потому что мне это легче, да, я уже попал в такую ситуацию, вам, наверное, тяжело, да, пойти против воли своего командира и так далее, ну реально, здесь происходит геноцид, по большому счету, просто народ уничтожается, украинский народ, ну и, соответственно, мы со стороны России получаем свое, за то, что мы вторглись на чужую территорию, и это, как бы, это правильно. Это вроде как и неправильно, и это правильно, с одной стороны. Со стороны Украины это правильно. С Россией это неправильно. Россия никак здесь победителем не будет при любом раскладе. Тут уже понятно, даже, я не знаю, тут все варианты можно просчитать. Даже если мы до конца дойдем условно, что, я надеюсь, этого не произойдет. Мы завоюем территорию. Кто людей-то завоюет? Мы как эту территорию будем вообще держать-то в руках? А вокруг нас пустота будет. Мы на острове будем жить. Просто с нами никто разговаривать не будет. И это опять будет правильно. И русский человек будет, выходя за дверь за свою, да, ему будет стыдно говорить, что он русский. Потому что он будет за трещину всегда получать. За то, что мы сейчас сделали. Поэтому я вас очень прошу. Пока есть возможность, остановитесь просто. Дайте нам шанс вернуться домой. Сделайте для себя...
You know, what he's saying is like, let's just go back to normal.
выбор правильный. Вернитесь домой, потому что дома уже начинается люди выходить на улицы. Они начинают немножко глаза уже открывать. Пускай не очень сильно, но тем не менее. Сейчас вот наша задача с вами просто не допустить реально тотального уничтожения здесь вот этих двух народов. Это просто страшно. Я никогда такого не видел в своей жизни. И не думал, что у меня к концу жизни будет такая возможность. Вот мне это точно не надо. И моей матери это, той же самой не надо. Я представляю сейчас ее состояние. Я еще, можно скажу, по украинскому народу, да, я, наверное, не найду слов тех, которые бы там загладили нашу вину, поэтому я скажу просто, если найдете в себе силы, простите нас. Если нет, то, ради бога, мы примем это как должное. Я к чему говорю? Что мы без вашей помощи обойтись в этот раз не сможем. Я объясню, в каком плане я это вижу. Сейчас люди в российской армии, да, и в том числе Росгвардии, которые находятся сейчас на территории, они многие в замешательстве. Они не хотят войны, никто не хочет этой войны, не хотят вас убивать, украинцев. Вот поверьте мне, как бы вы, может быть, это дико не звучало, да, что люди с оружием в руках, пришедшие на вашу территорию, вас не хотят убивать. Но я вас 100% говорю, спросите любого. Никто не захочет, даже не пленного, просто приедьте в Россию и спросите, вам нужна кровь украинца? Я думаю, только идиот скажет, нужна. Или вообще любого другого человека. Это болезнь просто. Это называется людоедство. Так вот, помогите нам справиться с этой проблемой. У нас реально проблема. Мы сейчас остановиться сразу не сможем. Маховик уже запущен. Поэтому с вашей помощью что можно сделать? Люди, которые сдаются к вам в плен, вы, пожалуйста, соберите волю в кулак, сохраните им здоровье и жизнь. Для чего это нужно? Потому что если вы приложите силы к тому, чтобы максимальное количество людей из них умерло, на родину никто не приедет и не расскажет о том, что здесь было. А живого человека уже сложнее будет сделать. Даже если третья часть от тех людей, которые приедет домой, сумеет об этом рассказать правильно, это уже будет большой плюс. И благодаря вам это случится. И благодаря вашей стране вы станете не только физически победителей, духовно победители, но и душевно. Это очень важно. Вы просто на лопатки любую силу положите в этом. Я просто искренне надеюсь на ваше милосердие по отношению к тем людям, которые будут поднимать руки, выходить к вам. Или раненые будут лежать. Не нужно делать трупы, нужно делать людей. А у вас это сейчас прекрасная возможность есть в этом. У меня все.
How, he's gonna lose his job in the military, but so what? I mean, what if he goes to the gulag over this, over speaking out like that? So what? You just spoke the truth to the best of your ability to the people, and I applaud that. Even though it was very draining, and he's still brainwashed. I'm probably brainwashed too, but thinking that everyone's gonna, join together and stop the war. They're not in charge. If everybody laid down their weapons, go get the robots. They're using us. They're using the people to go against each other. It's all part of the depopulation. Here's a helicopter that came down, a Russian helicopter. Here's some more damage to buildings and stuff. Here is buses arriving to evacuate the citizens because they're going to demolish that town now. Hard. Mariupol. And there's another city too. Watch what remains of the Russia-bombed hospital in Ukraine. So they've demolished a hospital. Scenes from inside the hospital as the Red Cross says situation in Ukraine's port city surrounded by Russian troops. Extremely dire. I'm going to go ahead and play this. They're losing their children. They're losing their families. Just to say goodbye to her baby.
Продолжаем работать без электроэнергии, воды, тепла.
They're going to keep working in that hospital even though they've lost electricity.
А именно не хватает
They
сейчас
don't have enough
энергетиков.
pain relievers.
В общем, вот так.
They've been
Находимся уже
working
на
for a
рабочем
week
месте
without a
уже
break.
более недели. Кто-то еще больше. Так что вот так.
Some even longer.
Продолжаем работать. Все на своих рабочих
Again, I'm going to reiterate that this has been going on for 8 years and 14,000 people have died.
Удар. Большая. Я не
I
знаю,
didn't
что
understand what
контузия,
had
не понимаю.
happened.
Все вот так
There was a
потемнело,
blast, and my
всё
eyes
размыто,
got dark,
пытаешься
and my
встать, не
vision
можешь.
blurred.
Упал,
I continued to crawl, realizing it was a leg, but I didn't
Не понимаешь, есть оно
understand
или
if I
нет.
had legs or not.
Заползаю,
Then I
переворачиваюсь, вижу,
turned and
ноги
I
есть.
saw my
За
leg.
мной Сережа.
A colleague
На
put
машине
on
это
my
как
tourniquet.
я уже говорил.
Very scary.
Очень
Very.
страшно. Очень.
So I don't know if he lost both of his legs or one leg, but he lost a leg. Sad, man. Lord, I've been praying for him all day after I saw this stuff. It just so much more important things happening in the world, but it's all important. The convoy is important to speak up for truth. The Ukraine is important to show what they're doing, and I don't know. I can't say exactly what everyone thinks or believes. I hate war. I hate death. I hate destruction. Oh, this was a accident that happened in Russia, I think. This right here. It's a bus or a camper. One of those big long campers. But it was just an accident. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Here's another one with a bunch of destruction. Ukraine still. At least the firefighters are out. I was wondering about that. Like, well, your building's on fire, but do you think the firemen will come? I doubt it. But whatever this is, they came. Multiple Russian caliber cruise missiles on hitting the AB fuel storage and certain building. Doesn't say what building. Putin says Ukraine is responsible for March 3rd power plant incident. Well, why would they be shelling their own power plant? Seems like they were in some sort of fight with your people. Just who knows if this is true or not, but this is supposed to be Reuters, which is a Russian news agency. In St. Petersburg, a man and child were detained, and they were walking near. This is what made me think of Nazi right here. Watch this. Okay, so they're putting him on the bus, putting that kid on on the bus. And then there's another one with a woman. I'll get to it. That was just one of the two. There were two of them. All right. Israel has safety measures with Russia for actions against Iran and Syria. Jerusalem's trying to maintain a diplomatic balance over the Russian invasion of Ukraine because losing these measures is a strategic problem. Am I still alive, Sputsy? I am, right? Okay, here's a cat. This is kind of cute. 3D. This guy 3D printed all these helmets for his cat. Isn't that funny? Little intermission. They got him in the basket. It's cute, isn't it? And then this one's cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna mute that. This is an outfit she's wearing that it's emulating the other thing that he made. And same with this one. It's wind-driven sculpture moves as model passes by. But there's all these weird. Look at that. I was watching this other like stick thing that they put in the wind, and it was like walking because it was on sticks, and like they're doing weird stuff. But that's cool. I think that's cool. Let's see. People in Canada made a chain in Quebec, a human chain. But I had heard they were going to go in a road, and they never, I don't think they did that. They just got alongside of the road. Freedom chain is now formed in synchronization with many others everywhere across Quebec. So they linked arms and stuff. People are trying to keep it going, you know? Okay, here is Russia. They got these in the field and they're just bombarding. Bam, 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 bam. Probably tanks. They're just obliterating everything in this path over here. Okay. Kharkiv Correctional Colony 18 on Cold Mountain. Some more damage. It's good that they show ones that are like on fire. Like, gives me the sense that it just, you know, that it's happening. Hopefully that this isn't like old footage. It still could be old footage. Missile strikes on Kinshasa Airport. So they're taking all the airports. Something with the nuclear facilities. I think they're trying to secure them, I'll say. President Xi Jinping visited political advisors, joined discussion at annual session. Sectors of agriculture, welfare, social security participated in their fifth session of the. It looks dorky. PayPal, Samsung, Puma, and Zara's parent company are among dozens of businesses who have now vowed to pull out of Russia since the country invaded Ukraine. So this one's a big one. PayPal, Samsung's a big one. Cell phones and every kind of electronic. Puma, I think that's like gym shoes and stuff. And Zara, I don't know what Zara is, but some more banned stuff. There's a big boom back here. Avi Moaz tested positive. I don't know who that is. Okay, here's the ladies. Let me see how many I got left. Already saw that one. Okay, so there's just a few here. Barely any. Okay, this was a protest. 200 children were evacuated. That's scary to me. Let's look at their faces. They're being evacuated. Let's keep track of these children. Don't let them end up in a adrenochrome vial, please. Make sure they're accounted for and put into a good place.
Putin is saying that he is doing something here, but he's simply killing people. Simply killing people. I don't understand why the Russian people cannot believe that we are being bombarded, that we and our children are being killed. This is very hard. I'm sorry. We don't want to leave Ukraine. We love it. It's so hard. But unfortunately, we must leave. We really want to come back.
Lord, be with all those children. Don't let any one of them get lost or taken. Protect the children, God. Don't let them jab them with the shot. That gets me really hyped up. Alright, where's the little old ladies? I know I saw them. Record number of refugees headed in Poland from Ukraine as Russian forces escalate their invasion. Shopping center in the town was turned into a makeshift refugee reception center. Okay, and then this is happening right now. Crimean tatars are going to protest against Russian occupation and singing the anthem.
Слава Україні!
Okay, let me find those ladies. I somehow missed them. I saw them though. This is the last one. Okay, yeah, let's leave on this one. Okay. Thank you for coming, everybody, and participating in the chat room. It always helps. And then also, if you like and subscribe, and always put your things. See right here where it says live chat. Make sure you put that on live chat. It says all messages are visible. If you have it on top chat, some messages such as spam might not be visible to you. That was something new they added like a year or so ago, but I try to remember to do it, but sometimes I forget. All right, let's watch this one. These poor little old ladies. It says, I'll have to tell you what they say and then I'll play it. I survived the Leningrad siege. My father died at the fort, or at the front. What do you want from me? Says an elderly woman in Kaliningrad today. We have friends and family in Ukraine, says another woman. You came to support the fascists? Asks the cop, then orders them all arrested. So they're arrested for their speech. Oh, I wonder what Redhead Jen's saying. Her dad was on the front line.
Каких фашистов? У нас родственники, у нас друзья на Украине сидят в подвалах. Фашистов. Каких фашистов? Каких фашистов?
Come on over here. Let's get these guys over here. Let's get these little old ladies in prison. Come on over. Surround these little old ladies. They're just telling me that they barely made it through the Nazi regime. Come arrest them.
Забираем всех людей, я сказал еще раз. Вот этих всех взяли, всех оставляем туда.
Off to the camps. Off to the gulag. All the old ladies. Young ones. Don't forget this little...
Совершение административного правонарушения, Ваня. Вы тоже, пожалуйста, пройдите.
Shame. Shame on you all. Shame. Leave the little old ladies alone. They've been through enough in their life.
Сафонов!
Tired of bullies. Can't we just get along? We love each other. Believe and repent. Okay, what's redhead Jen talking about? I saw her redhead down here. Redhead Jen's on. Peppermint Patty.
Never that has never been his plan, never been his policy, and he has no intention of doing that. Go ahead.
Understanding it's not the position of the U.S. government, what Lindsey Graham said last night. What Lindsey Graham did suggest is that there's no peaceful resolution here while Vladimir Putin is still in power in Russia. Does the president share that?
I gotta see this. This is about Lindsey Graham. That guy is trouble. I am telling you, he is trouble. Where's it at? There she is. Redhead Jen. Let's see what she said. Oh man, is it forever? I don't know if I want to hear all of this.
The American people, and it is urgent so that we can continue to deliver on our commitment to support the Ukrainian people. Second, the other part of our request is on COVID-19 response. While we now have tools like vaccines, treatments, tests, and high-quality masks to protect people, we didn't get here by accident. It's a result of wise investments.
If you want to watch this, you can. If not, it's okay.
And I would note that
I'm
we
gonna
did
probably
that
watch
while
it.
we
I'm
had
see
the
what my
rise of
daughter's
two variants
cooking.
that weren't even planned for.
But I'll be right back.
Well, they were planned for, but we didn't. We had to account for them, I should say, in our spending. We need additional funding from Congress to secure more medical supplies to keep this country moving forward. And let me be very clear, this is an urgent request, and this is what is at stake in our fight against COVID. By May, our current supply of monoclonal antibodies will stock out. By July, the current supply of pre-exposure prophylaxis drugs used to protect immunocompromised people will stock out. Funds are needed in March to secure additional supply in July. You have to order them ahead so that you have them when they're needed when you run out of stock. By September, we anticipate our supply of oral antivirals will run out if additional pills are not purchased now. And within weeks, we expect testing capacity to drop if additional investments are not made soon. And as I would note in the President's State of the Union, he also announced the American people can order more tests. So there, we obviously want to meet that demand. Given how costly COVID has been, with so many of our fellow Americans hospitalized or dying and our daily lives disrupted, we simply cannot afford to wait on investing now and keeping people protected. Also, just wanted to give you a preview of the week ahead. On Tuesday, the President will travel to Fort Worth, Texas, to speak with veterans, caregivers, and survivors about addressing the health effects of environmental exposures, such as burn pits. Obviously, he talked about this priority in his State of the Union address earlier this week. It's part of his unity agenda for the nation. He supports legislation that would expand access to health care and benefits for veterans affected by these exposures during military service, and he was encouraged by the passage of a bipartisan bill in the House just yesterday. Wednesday evening, the President will deliver remarks at the Senate Democratic Caucus retreat. On Thursday, sorry, I'm going to sneeze at some point. On Thursday, just wanted to not scare anyone, the President will welcome the President of Colombia, to the White House to celebrate 200 years of positive diplomatic relations and consult on a range of regional and global issues of mutual interest. During their bilat, the leaders plan to reaffirm the bilateral relationship and discuss COVID-19 response, future pandemic preparedness, economic recovery, and regional responses to migration. That evening, he will deliver remarks to the Democratic National Committee members at their winter meeting, and on Friday, he will travel to Philadelphia, where he will deliver remarks at the House Democratic Caucus retreat. I would note that Friday is also when we will be marking the anniversary of the American Rescue Plan. I'm sure you will all be celebrating with us, voluntarily or not. So we look forward to that. With that, Colleen, why don't you kick us off?
Thanks, Jen. So President Biden has promised that there's going to be no American boots on the ground, and he's also acknowledging that the war in Ukraine is going to impact pocketbooks. We see, especially with what happened last night with the nuclear facility in Ukraine, no sign of Putin stopping, and in fact, he's telling Macron that he's in this till the end. So I wonder what makes the administration confident that Americans are willing to, pay for the price of Ukrainian liberty, especially if this is going to drag on for long. And then I have a separate question.
Sure. Well, to be very clear, and I think you all heard the president convey this in his speech the other night, the reason why we are seeing volatility in the global oil markets, the reason why the price of gas is going up, is not because of steps the president has taken. They are because President Putin is invading Ukraine, and that is creating a great deal of instability in the global marketplace. So what we are trying to do, and what the president is focused on doing, is taking every step we can to mitigate the impact of that. Obviously, he announced the release of more oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, did that in a coordinated way. We have a range of options on the table we are considering. But where we are at in this moment is certainly we are taking steps to stand up for democracy versus autocracy, stand up to the actions of a brutal dictator. But it is because of his actions that we are in this circumstance.
One other question on the Supreme Court reinstating the death penalty for Boston bomber.
Yeah.
I wondered, I know there's a moratorium, on the death penalty the DOJ has put in place, but are there any other actions planned or any other steps taken to keep the president's pledge to end the death penalty?
Well, the president certainly supports the Attorney General's decision to issue a moratorium on federal executions while it conducts a comprehensive review of the practice. And that practice and process is ongoing. And the president has expressed before that he has deep concerns about whether capital punishment is consistent with the values that are fundamental to our sense of justice and fairness. Obviously, I can't. This is a case that the Department of Justice could certainly speak to, but I would just say that President expressed horror at the events of the Boston Marathon bombing at the time. He believes that Tsarnaev should be punished for responsibility in the murder of 3 innocent people at the marathon, for wounding dozens of others, and for his role in killing 2 police officers who were attempting to bring him and his brother to justice. And he knows the deep pain that his crime caused. As the president said at the 1-year commemoration of the bombing, quote, "I know that no memorial, no words, no act can fully provide the solace that your heart still yearn to acquire." He has made clear, as I noted, his grave concerns about capital punishment as implemented, but he respects the process and the ongoing review that is being led by the Department of Justice and the Attorney General. Go ahead.
Thank you. Overnight, we saw the Russians attack this nuclear power plant last night. The U.S. Embassy in Kyiv noted on Twitter, it is a war crime to attack a nuclear power plant. Putin's shelling of Europe's largest nuclear plant takes his reign of terror one step further. So just to be clear, is it now the position of the U.S. government that Putin has engaged in war crimes?
Well, we have an internal review that's been ongoing prior to last night to collect evidence and data of the targeting of civilians, of the reported use of horrific weapons of war on the ground in Ukraine. That's an ongoing process. We have not made conclusions. It's a legal review and a process that goes through the administration. What I will say is that the intentional targeting of civilians or civilian objects would be considered a war crime, even as we are assessing that. Regardless of the legality, this action was the height of irresponsibility. The Kremlin must cease operations around nuclear infrastructure, and we have, of course, remaining concerns. I would note that just on the in the developments that have happened overnight as it relates to the nuclear power plant, I mean, obviously the Russian government's actions were extremely reckless and dangerous. They could have posed a profound threat to the safety of civilians in the region and beyond. We do applaud the ability of the Ukrainian operators to keep all 6 reactors in safe conditions while under attack, and to report as they were able to the nuclear regulator, which certainly was helpful. As you know, last night the president not only spoke with President Zelensky, he also spoke last night to the head of the National Nuclear Security Administration for an update on the situation at the plant. So that is a piece of positive news for the moment. But we remain concerned, of course, about the fact that they have clearly taken control of the plants, or it appears so. The Russian military has. The best step for nuclear safety would be for Russia to immediately withdraw its forces around the facility.
And on the Hill, we've now seen this really sort of broad range of bipartisan support behind this legislation to ban.
My daughter is so smart. Be so proud of her. She goes, oh, she's 2 different kinds of alcohol. I was like, what do you mean? Okay, get the sake. What about gin? She goes, gin? Gin, sake. Not funny. All right.
Russian oil import.
Do you guys want to see this? I'm kind of done with her. Like, if you want to go watch it, you can. I'm not going to play this whole thing because it'll make my thing long, and they lie anyway. I do like to know what they're lying about. I might watch it all. I'm not sure. I might just wait and see what clips people come up with and just watch the clips. So,
imports. The
that,
speaker has said
can't stand that girl. Look at her face. She's like full of hate, and it keeps getting worse. Like every time I see her, she's more. Ugh, it's hard to watch people like that. And my mouth is watering for this cheeseburger that my daughter just made. So I'm gonna eat and watch something calming while I eat. And God bless you all. Thank you for coming, and thank you, moderators, for doing what you do. And just keep that love in your heart. Don't let your love grow cold. So much to digest with what's going on in the world, and it just, let's make the world better, a better place for those around us. And I just bless you all in Jesus' name, that you'll have life and health and blessings in your life, in Jesus' name. Thank you for coming. If I can find the right button. Bye-bye.